Got it. Yep.
Good
Got
old
it.
cold
Yeah.
open. Cold
Yep.
open. Those are the best ones.
Yep.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pass the Barb. Today is Monday, February 19th, and you are listening to the number one outdoor podcast in the world. I am your host, Adam Bartusek, joined by three other friends this week. It's big. We're back. We got the boys back in town. Underneath me, his long-awaited return. The Muskie is back in the background. Mr. Cody Hahner.
Oh, good to be back, boys. Good to be back. Feel revitalized. Ready
Did
to
you write your welcome speech over the last 6 months? I was figuring we had like a 5-minute something prepared here. What do you got?
No, I don't.
Beautiful.
I don't.
Perfect.
Thank
Just
you
roll
for
with the
welcoming
flow.
me back. I appreciate it.
Do we
Appreciate
do-
all the.
Do we do one
construction.
clap for Cody on three? One clap for Cody on three. Just
We got one
Yeah.
clap, and then I got one question for Cody.
3.
There it is.
Oh, that was good.
All right, Cody.
Yeah, that
Now
was-
all we need to know is I need in 15 words or less. Explain to me how you feel about the way the Packers season ended. 15 words.
Such a savage question out the gate.
Just a little how do you do?
Relax. 15 more years. NFC champions. 3 Super Bowls.
9 words. Okay.
Wow.
Look at you.
Wow.
Efficiency. Always knew he was smart. I think that was 9 words. Someone I'm sure will correct, but Cody Hahner is back. We'll get into it. Also joining down on the bottom, we got Sam Sobi.
Howdy, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us on Pass the Barb. I'm glad to be here, and so are the boys. We've recently, it was a meeting of the minds. We came together and we decided we are the number one outdoor podcast in the world, but we're going to crank it up another notch. So if you're a brand new listener, or if you're an old listener, I'm just here to tell you, sit down, strap in, because things are going to get really, really good, because we've actually formulated a plan to kind of take this to the next level. So thank you for making us the number one outdoor podcast in the world. And let's hear from Buddy Ryan right above me if you're watching on the onlines.
Oh, yeah. I'm here, boys. You know I'm here. And I'm just going to follow that up with, if you're listening to this right now, please rate and subscribe Pass the Barb on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. Find us on Instagram. Find us on YouTube. Let's get this thing cranking. But I'm stoked to be back, boys. Stoked we got a full squad tonight. And we are missing our main man, Captain Bill. But
Wow, Bill.
we're going to keep things on the tracks here tonight, I think. So let's do it, boys.
Yeah, we got pretty off the tracks last pod, to be honest, but I think it turned out pretty good. It was by far the most just randomly off the rails we've gone in a while. But with that in mind, what has everyone been up to? I feel like, number one, Hahner, you got to let the people know. So do we start with the job life, or are you fishing? Because we had you on our story recently, and you looked really excited to go down and do the annual Spring River Walleye Run. Would you rather? That's honestly a great question. Would you rather talk about how painful that is, or work,
Or both?
Which do you hate more?
Well, I mean, obviously I have to say work, because there's nothing more in my life that I actually dislike than waking up and putting on a hard hat at 6 a.m. and like that long, cold walk into the building or onto the job site, if you're lucky to be in a warm building, has to be the most degrading, like deflating thing you could possibly get yourself into, when it's finally like a cold morning, because it's been pretty warm, but you get a cold morning and you forgot like your gloves or something. You're like, oh my, what decisions in my life? I know there's been a lot, but which one of them led me on this path? Which one of them has led me to this point in life? But yeah, you can't complain about life. Like you made that decision. It's what
There's
you
no
you choose.
self-satisfaction from the putting the put the hard hat on. You don't like look in the mirror and like
strapping the tool
put
belt
the hat on, put it
like,
on, and just smile a little bit.
Man, I'm blue collar. Look at yeah, I'm full blown cigarettes and nicotine. I'm straight nicotine and caffeine. Yeah, and alcohol. That's what we run on here.
Are
You know,
on
there
those
was
Bang energy drinks still, or Rain, or what are you
Oh.
drinking these days on the job site?
rain for me, my boys. We start out with a little bit of coffee, but it's a spike coffee, and
You do
not
your
necessarily-
quick. You want to
But-
tell the people your quick trip trick that you
Yeah,
taught
so
me
now-
when we were filming?
So I've updated it just a touch. So there used to be the espresso machine right at your coffee station. You sneak your cup in there, put on the triple espresso shot, dump that in your coffee, put some ice in there so you can slug it. Now they've got the 2-valve system where next to the espresso machine, so you get your espresso going. Now I've ranked up into what is now like my 15th or 16th year as a construction person. You need espresso machine, double valve, ice, then coffee, a splash of coffee on top, straight caffeine. That gets your day going.
So
Now,
you're drinking straight espresso.
straight espresso. If you have enough time in the day, you go to a BP where they have two. You buy 2 Reigns, you get 1 free.
Oh.
That's when you know you're winning.
Jitter juice.
How many
And
mgs of
now,
caffeine
this
is
is-
that legitimate?
It's looking at like 1,200.
1,200.
And if you're lucky enough to be at the same BP that offers the two Zins for $5,
I feel like you're giving a lot of promo to the
These are
BP
trade
being,
secrets, boys.
being your a quick trip man.
they got
Just
better
low
deals.
key
They-
drops 1,200 milligrams of caffeine.
They've got to figure out a way to compete
daily.
with Quick Trip, and I'm all about it. Monopolies aren't my thing. I
Competition's
would see
good for
some
everyone.
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're dropping nicotine and caffeine on me, I'm not discriminating.
Yeah.
I'm going in.
I love it. But
Yeah.
what we started this with, Cody, like I had mentioned, was which one you hate more. You have to say the work because you do enjoy fishing, but some people love the spring walleye run.
Some people love.
And for
spring
you,
walleye
it's
fishing.
like
I talked to. There's some joy, I guess, in it. There's a little bit of joy in it. Me, I have to. It's just one or the other. Like, construction is here and walleye fishing is just a touch above. But when you are out there and it's 25 degrees, snowing, blowing down the middle of the river, and you look across and you have 500 else of your fishing mates within 6 feet off your bow, nothing beats it to catch a nice 20-incher on a jig and wrap. That, God, a nice rip and wrap bite where you cast out about 15 feet because that's the radius that you have on the armada of boats. There's nothing else like it. Or being skimming out there in early morning on Ocano. Someone waves the fish flag too hard, the net.
Yeah.
And pretty soon as you put that fish go, there are 20 more boats around you. It's a camaraderie out there that I really appreciate.
It really is a camaraderie deal.
It is a big thing. We're chucking it up. What bait you get it on? Buddy, let me cut this off and throw it to you. Here, have this one. How about
actually,
my rod
I'll
too?
just set it in your cup
Here,
holder.
you know what? Here, come on over. I got St. Croix for days over here. Here, let me give you this rod. Here, my good friend. Why don't you throw in my spot too? That's what it's about, sharing.
Really, I've always
in
been
Green Bay.
shocked at just how many guides are available at that time of
Oh,
year.
if you want to get out
I
fishing, let me
cannot
tell
believe.
you what.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what.
I was thinking of starting up a guiding business the other year.
There's-
And actually was debating moving over towards Green Bay.
It's quite impressive. Like
A
just
hotbed, if you will.
a hotbed of guides. Like Northern America, we got you covered up here. Like anywhere from a $250 trip up to a $1,400 trip. Take your choice. We're going to be fishing the same crowds.
Yeah, guess
But
what?
The
I'll charge you
luxury of the boat kind of
$600.
changes.
I'll charge you $600 and I'll make sure we anchor right between the both of them.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck if we're charging $600. We're going in.
No. Some of the folks have custom painted gold and purple ribbon wraps, and that
Oh.
really that's the upcharge,
Look,
Cody, that you're not
It
understanding.
is the upcharge.
and it matters. You know what I mean? They only eat custom colors out there. There's no way they would not.
You know, and they only eat a rip and wrap.
Yep.
They don't eat any like lipless crankbait. That's a bass thing. You morons, you fools. You only use a Rapala rip and wrap, number 5 or number 7. That's the only one that works out there.
I can't
There's
believe you
nothing
guys
else that works.
What is with the whole getting them to bite thing? I didn't think that was necessary down there this time of year.
Now,
It's
see,
technical
not from
fishing.
what I've seen.
You've
Anyways,
obviously
you
never
get
been.
yourself up in the river.
Mhm.
You throw a P10, a rip and wrap number 7. Get it deep. Big hook,
pull,
big line, rip. Gather line, rip. Let it flutter to the bottom. Rip. It's a ripping wrap. I can't say anything if it gets it in their stomach. They just weren't quick enough.
I really do.
The hot presentation I was getting.
He was swiping at it.
He totally he ate it in its butt mouth, dude.
It's
Like
it's an aggression thing.
It's
wouldn't get it.
totally an aggression thing. It's
they
a
actually
mating
try
call,
to kill the
actually.
bait. They try to pin it on the ground, and then they go for it. Yeah.
My favorite, going on shore with about a 6,000 size spinning reel, burying a 10-foot salmon rod into the rocks, and
yes, yep.
Go.
If you're
Go.
not
Work
subscribed
working
to YouTube,
the
you're
winch.
missing out a lot.
like I think Gerald Swindle said, kid on a pencil sharpener, you just wrench that thing in. And if it hits something, you wrench harder.
Have
That
you
was
ever
just
had
him
the
biting.
curiosity? Have you ever had the curiosity, like if you had the equipment, like how wicked it would be to do some diving, metal detecting, or magnet fishing down throughout that river? Like the amount of
Bob
baits.
have you ever seen Bob the Diver?
I have seen.
Yes,
yeah, his
Hunter,
YouTube videos.
that's
But
what you were going to talk
don't-
about him, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Explain who
It's
Bob the
insane.
Diver is.
Bob the Diver is an eccentric human being, but probably like the best idea out there. Goes out into probably, I don't know what other stretches of rivers look like, but it's an extremely snaggy, shallow stretch of river. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who fish it weekly for this small stretch of time for the walleye run, and they lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of rapalas right off of shore. So Bob the Diver goes out there with his snorkel or his scuba gear, and he just picks all the baits that people lost, and he collects thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of rapalas every year, and he sells them. I'm like,
Genius.
And then he started filming it on YouTube and making that YouTube money for being a diver.
Yeah.
Genius.
Buddy is making it.
Yes.
But yeah, so now we know what Cody's been up to, I suppose. So for people that don't know, that last 8 to 9 minutes was a bit basically on how shitty the early ice or the early spring walleye run is down in Green Bay. Actually, Hahner, how many people have been there? Like, genuinely asking, has it been really crazy busy and stuff this year?
It has been super busy this year, apparently. I mean, the guys are catching them. They're catching, like, there's enough water open outside of just, like, the Fox and stuff that you can, if you want to risk it, you can go out in a boat. But guys are still catching them. They're catching a bunch of males right now, and a couple good females scattered in between. But it's just not like the time of year. It's more like, I want to get out fishing.
Yeah.
And let's go fishing. And you're going to catch fish. Like, there's tons of them up there.
Is there still ice on Green Bay?
There kind of is. We drove over.
Bay,
yeah, I'm sure up there. I don't know, like, the full vastness of it, but
I don't know if there's ice on Sturgeon Bay right now.
Okano, I know, is pretty much wide open.
Yeah.
There's still some, like, pretty decent sized ice heaves, but for the most part, it's, you can get a boat, and if there isn't ice heaves at the landing, like, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's never like this.
I think the majority of Lake Michigan's wide open. It's just there's shoreline ice still.
Exactly. Like, to get your boat in is the risk that you got to take.
Right.
Yeah. No, I was curious about that. So, no, that's cool. So, other than work and that, not much going on.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, man.
Exciting. Sobi, what about you, man? What do you got going on?
Man, ice fishing is just, it's been kind of doing like what Cody said out there, like just weird winter where it kind of is holding on and it's kind of not, and then it's kind of holding on and it's kind of not. And I've just been fishing a lot, been banking some footage for next year, and just like some days I'll go out and the ice is like, okay, you could probably not be here right now and be much safer. and then it'll get like cold one evening, and then it's like, okay, good. And the weirdest thing I've found, even just like today, I just came from fishing right now, is right like this evening, I just found fish in like some late ice spots. Like I was catching crappies and bluegills in 4 feet of water, like all night, banging them. And I'm like, I don't know. And obviously it's different lake to lake, but it's just weird. Usually this is the time of year where people are ripping trucks on the lake. You have permanents, everybody's sitting in high percentage spots like the basin, off a point, deep water, whatever. And now I'm starting to see fish like mega shallow. So it's weird. Just weird. Ice is kind of trash.
Has there been a little harvesting on the old agenda recently?
There has been some harvest. Absolutely. Yeah, there has been some harvest. And the beauty of this weird winter is I think everybody and their brother has quit ice fishing right now, except for a very select few folks. And lakes are completely empty. Community spots are completely empty. Fish are cooperative. Like, yeah, we've been making a lot of fish a lot of different ways and kind of just enjoying having like pretty good lakes that get hit really hard basically to ourselves now. So it's kind of sick.
It is that time of year though.
Yeah, it is that time of year.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Pink and I were out one day over the weekend. I think I got a little bit of fishing left, but like in terms of around here, I think we all kind of, I mean, for us anyways, hit I don't really need to do this anymore. But
I think everyone has.
We did realize this week, and we were like, there are other things.
Yeah, I can do other things right now. Yeah. And
there's
like
more to it.
And I mean, for me anyway, I mean, you could be on some really good bites and stuff right now. I don't know. But like we were on some really, really, really good bites. And believe it or not, they don't last forever. Yeah. And they kind of died. And we like went to one place and we're like, yeah, let's try to get, a couple real big ones. And we got one bite all day and we were like, I'm good, man. Like I'm pretty good. I don't need to do this anymore. And that was kind of it. So I think we got maybe a little bit more planned to like just go do some fun stuff. But other than that, I mean, looking at the forecast, especially too, I see like 50s in the forecast and everything. It's now like before when we were joking about it at like the end of January, beginning of February, you're like, oh man, spring might actually be here. Like we're around February 19th, like towards March-ish now. Like you look and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm good.
But I have this, I mean, there's obviously everything differs throughout the ice belt, but like I have this sick feeling in my head that we're going to get, at least where we're at, maybe in the metro of Minnesota or this area of the ice belt, we're going to get wicked, just weeks of like non-fishable ice, but not open water for a long time. I think the banks are going to be gone and there's just going to be bad ice, and Mother Nature is going to tease us. We're going to get a lot of those like 40, 50 degree days, but then kind of 30 degree nights where it doesn't just disintegrate the ice, but it'll be out there, but no one will be on it. And yeah, I think she's going to tease us for a while. I don't think spring is coming soon. Well, I think it is, but not like spring, if that makes sense.
I think the opposite. We could make
I like
wager.
That.
Maybe we could make a friendly wager.
Yeah.
I think we will have
wager. I'm on your side. I want that to happen.
I think we will have open water in southern Minnesota next week. Even around your house.
Like you could rip a boat across the lake, like full tilt
by next Friday, yeah.
Open Lake Minnetonka.
Okay, I think you have to take this action.
Pick a bay.
I don't think I don't know about Tonka, but like, dude, I mean, like from what Pink and I were on and stuff, like we were on only 7. We measured
me in this
7 to 8 inches of good ice, but there's still 3 to 4 inches of snow on top. We didn't have that snow before. Now, once that snow melts and becomes water and flushes it, it's not 2 feet of ice it needs to go through now. It's 8 inches. It's going to open up fast. because
I
a
was
lot of the
on the lake, yeah.
accesses and stuff are already bad. So I don't think it's going to take very long now.
The small little lake that I live on, like the whole northern shoreline, I could never get on. Like I couldn't get on the lake. I'd probably need a 12-foot ladder to actually get on. My whole shoreline is just messed. And then a lot of lakes, I bounced around on some shallow, muddy lakes today that, typically have the best ice, most truck travel. And I was on 4 and 5 inches of ice tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the snow has dissipated down to basically nothing because it was pretty sunny today and even yesterday. And it's just like,
I think it's just going to open wide up.
it might, it
And
totally
it'll be
might,
done.
which
Because
that's
like
okay.
we talked about too, the water underneath ice is quite warm right now. I mean, Pink and me and Griff were staring at open water.
Yeah.
In the lake.
So you're saying by next week you think there will be ice out on some places?
Yeah, in Minnesota. Yeah.
Well, ice out before March 1st.
Yeah. I would say several bodies of water in southern Minnesota. Yeah, for sure.
Dang.
And so you're taking the over on that.
This is a crazy deal.
I will make let me look at you talk, Sobi. Let me look at one thing and I'll make a friendly wager with you.
This is going to totally eclipse this. I grew up like right across the street from a lake in the South Metro. Bart knows where I grew up. Ryan knows where I grew up. There's a lake right there. Every single year, my mom, my dad, and I, or anybody else who wanted to get in, we would do like a $20 bet when the ice will be completely out on this lake. We'll just call it Lake X. And we would always judge it by when there's 100% no ice on the lake. Like you could drive around the lake and go, it's totally gone. And my dad has these dates written down for like over the past maybe 15 to 18 years. And This year is going to be incredible because every year there'll be odd years or whatever, but it always kind of falls in this range. And then this year's going to totally eclipse it. So,
all right, Sobi, would you like to make a $50 wager?
No, dude. No. I cannot. I can't bet on
Case of beer.
Okay, what lake are we picking?
I wasn't necessarily going to pick a lake. I'll say that I will say well, we could even say the lake you're on, but I was going to say I will say there are 12 lakes.
Why don't you pick the lake that
you can look at the Minnesota, the DNR puts out ice out.
The lake that my parents live by now. Why don't we do that lake when the ice is 100% gone?
How much ice is on that lake right now?
I don't think anybody's been fishing out there. I want to say
I don't think so. I have no idea. I haven't been.
You have to roll the dice here.
I'd probably say 4 or 5 inches. When is that lake completely?
I would rather say what is Sobi's lake out? The one he lives on.
Because I could give you the exact date and I'll be true to my word. Go for it.
What do you? I will. Do you want to say before March 1?
No,
well, you said before March 1.
Well, I firmly believe
next week.
Zero doubt in my mind it'll be March 1. That's next Friday for the record. Yeah, that's next Friday for the record.
Now we'll do
zero ice heaves, nothing.
Case of beer bet. Case of beer bet. March 1. It's got to be gone by March 1. That's a good bet.
Okay, 100%. Case of beer.
Case of beer.
The ice on your lake will be gone.
That's a good deal because I got a good view from my hill. I'll be able to 100% see.
Cool. I'll come over and you can crack open that beer for me on your open shoreline and we'll drink it there.
We'll take the yaks out and I'll go, right here. This is nice right here.
Because
it'll be like from your ice, like your tumbler.
Sobi, we can enjoy our first beer together when it's 54 degrees out next Friday.
I saw that, dude. Wasn't it? I don't know if Apple had it messed up or Fox 9. It said like 70 for a day.
It did. We looked at it.
Yeah, for like a day. Yeah. I looked at every other weather app. I was like, this has got to be a typo. This is weird. But yeah, sorry, that was a very extended conversation on that. But
Ryan or
I do believe there will be 20 to 40 lakes that are open in southern Minnesota by March 1st. Yeah,
I believe
it's going to be quick.
I like it.
So, anyways, Pink, what have you been up to? Sorry.
Well, I think you hit it. We were out fishing this weekend. I did ended up wandering down to Sam's.
Yes.
And partaking in some festivities there that I think went well.
Yeah. Yeah. Very impromptu. And Adam should have been there. Adam and Alyssa should have been there. I'm saying this right now.
Yes.
This wasn't an impromptu, almost like a deer camp per se.
I think I was with Pink probably 2 hours before this happened.
I didn't know that.
Maybe.
Well, I committed very late per usual. Because I think they had things rolling and I was just kind of like, so what's going on?
And I was like, oh dude, brother, calm down, whatever.
Yeah. And I was seduced into it quickly, I guess. I don't know.
What do you think of ice camp?
Meanwhile, I was just sitting at my house doing nothing.
I wish you would have just told me.
I was just like chilling at home, like, all right, cool. hanging with Alyssa's cat. Chilling, me and Beans. Meanwhile, the boys are drinking beer, having a great time, and I'm like, yep, me and Beans.
And me and Beans. I think there was very, very little beer involved, actually.
Oh, really?
Well, it was the liquor drinks were flowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even better.
I wanna transfer more ice fishing local action into more of that deer camp culture. I really want to, and I think there's an opportunity there. Ice fishing,
it is.
You can fish with multiple people. It's not like, oh, I can only have 2 guys in my boat. You can fish multiple people, and then also like the sun goes down early, so you can have shenanigans in the evening, and then you can bring fish back and harvest them. I'm like, there's so much culture in deer camp that I feel like is not instilled in ice fishing. And why is that not a thing?
I don't know.
Probably because I get home and I'm so tired.
That's true.
That could be. That could be. But I will say the next morning was actually awesome because I didn't realize that everyone actually stayed there.
I wasn't planning on it. Nothing was planned.
Because I just came down to like hang out or whatever. Well, they all had these plans to go fishing the next morning. So when I got up, they were all still just like trying to figure out what they were going to do. And it's like noon.
Yeah.
And like there is no movement at this point.
There was just random fish bums, buddies' parents that came over, crazy neighbor Archie and Karen that came over, random people that just popped into the house. So many. And so many cold beers were flowing that Steph and I at about midnight went inside and we took cots and we started setting cots up in my little tiny living room. And we set up the the bunk bed, and everything was maxed out. Our guest bedroom was maxed out. Couch number 1, petito couch, which should not fit a grown man. It doesn't, but somebody laid there. And then 1 cot, 2 cots, and then double bunk cots.
Have you seen these double bunk ones?
It was in your recent video with Brooks, wasn't it?
There was just bodies. There was
just bodies.
And I was fortunate enough to find myself bottom bunk of this 2 bunk scenario.
Who was on the top?
Well, it was undetermined until the morning. But it Augie.
I like how you were like leading that on, and then suddenly it was Augie.
It was Augie, but yeah, Augie.
But no, honestly, dude, really good. I was surprised. I was surprised. I was just like, whatever, it is what it is, man. But I got in there and I was like, this will work. This will work. But it was total shambles afterwards. I think JB and I were hashing out some information about hybrid crappie till about 4:30, and time well spent in my mind.
At 3 a.m. I remember there was still boys in the garage, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And then these guys the next morning were like, we're up till 5 a.m. I was like, boys, we gotta go fishing. We gotta do something.
See, and I would have loved to have been a part of that crew just for like I can't do those late nights like that anymore. But like I feel like me, Griff, and Pink all had that look at each other and we were like, done. So like
it was,
but
you
know what I mean? So you were like, I'm fine. I have no responsibilities anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I knew I wasn't doing anything, but also like after that day that we had, because I was like, to be honest, I was like laying on the couch at home and I was like, yep, this is how it ends today. And then I had texted you just like, I'll just check in with the boys and see. And you sent me a picture of the whole squad in the garage, and I was like, damn it. I'm going. I need this. I need this.
Adam, I wish you would have just said like, because had you come down with Alyssa,
I would have.
you would have had the guest bed. You would have had no bunks or cots or anything. You would have.
I wasn't even aware it was a thing until the next morning. I woke up and I saw like Augie's story, and in the background I was like, "Is that Pink talking to JB?" And now I imagine they were talking about hybrid crappies at about 4 a.m. in the snap. So I'm learning more about this. But yeah, I saw Pink, and I was like, him and I were with each other, and he would have told me if there were plans. So I was like,
well, there weren't plans. There was
exactly. So I was like, this just randomly spurred up, and I was like, okay, whatever. So like I said, no big deal. I got a new office chair. I'm sitting in a new office chair now. So things happen.
Definitely a culinary experience though, because
did you guys cook stuff there or what?
Well, I did not. I showed up and there were
other cooks.
There were other cooks.
Other cooks in the kitchen per se.
Like literally. Like I think when I got there, there was a Blackstone going in the garage with like a stir fry happening.
Hibachi?
This is incredible.
It was literally like, yes.
That was the mix of a food and a musical artist. Hibachi?
This is the antics and the people that just show up. It's like
it's called a hibachi, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I said Hahner would have liked that. I said hibachi.
But yes, so there was a fish fry happening. There was a live hibachi demonstration occurring. I got there about the time they cracked open the smoked carp, and
sweet meat.
We crushed fish, so we were like, of course, just going to turn fryers on and start frying fish, and that was just like the All-Star game is on, so Hayes is like half helping me, half not. I'm like shaking the fryer. I'm like, dude, come on. He's like, no, Catman shooting, and blah blah blah. we broke out the smoked carp that crazy neighbor Archie brought from Edel's Meat Market in Montgomery or Lonsdale, Minnesota, and then JB rolls in with Tupperware from his truck, and he's like, I made mule deer stir fry last night. Can I like heat this up on your Blackstone? And we're like, yeah. And so there's just
there's so many things happening.
It was
shenanigans.
And I just walked into this like I'm here now, and I was like, wow,
this is probably Ryan's hell. Welcome to hell.
And then they all look at you like, how would you do this? And you're like,
not like any of this.
Yeah. Well, the first thing JB's like, you got to try this stir fry. He just has a fork and he just like shoved it into my mouth. And I'm like, dude, it's cold. He's like, yeah, I know. It was in the truck. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I can literally hear him say that.
So anyway, it was a good time all around though. I'm glad I went down there, but it was, wow, I needed that one more than I knew.
It was good times.
Was that as satisfying as the West Wind 11-hour bender that we went on last year or not? Because I feel like that might have been the best.
Well, put it this way. I felt way more accomplished after doing that than I did this night. Because that was a marathon of a deal. I mean, yeah, totally different. I mean, uncomparable, honestly.
I feel like
it actually might have been the best 48 hours. That might have been the peak, to be honest. I
can't honestly say I've ever spent that many hours in a bar in my life than that. So
that was good. But no, so for me, going on lately, like we talked about with the fishing, just getting ready for kind of ended in the year basically on the ice fishing front. Just looking at the forecast, so gonna go make some trips to some places I haven't been to in a long time, and should be a good time. But other than that, I was at Intune today dropping off some batteries. My new boat showed up last week, and I sold my other KMS last week.
It's a good feeling.
Nice. So the new one showed up. Pretty psyched about it. And
what color?
It is thundercloud, wine, and tungsten accents. So it's like gray and maroon-ish, I would say.
That's mean.
Yeah,
It
it
looks
looked
cool.
really good.
I saw that snap. It looks nice.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Good color.
It's kind of similar to my last one. Instead of black, it's dark gray.
Is it the same model?
Yeah, it's a CX-20. There's just
Okay.
a few things that have changed over the years, basically, but not much. So, yeah, super excited to get it. I'm excited to go break it in. Not shooting a commercial. I know Cody was a part of me breaking in my last boat.
Mhm.
We were down in Iowa shooting a Shields commercial with Logan, and it was very cold. And Cody kept getting mad because we kept catching walleyes, and they were technically out of season, and we were trying to catch smallmouth, and we'd catch a walleye, and it'd be a big walleye, and then we'd have to like film it and stuff like for the release and everything because like they're out of season, so we got to put it back. And Cody's like, "But dude, I just want to cast again." I'm like, "But we can't. You keep catching walleyes. We have to film." And
Like,
he
they
like
were
set the
biting.
hook, and he would be like, "No."
No.
So
They were
Cody,
biting.
since you had so much fun breaking in Bart's last boat, are you going to be on the crew to go break in this one?
Sam?
I think the question is directed at you. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Anyone?
No.
No.
No. Wow,
we
I
had
thought
a
that was gonna
great
go a
time.
different
We had a
direction,
great
honestly.
time downtown, though.
We did have a great time downtown. That was a
We
good
had-
time.
We had a very good time. But yeah, so now that thing's getting rigged up. So I think it'll be done. The goal is March 11th. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drive down to Kentucky.
Like
So,
immediately, right?
Nice.
Yes, because I'll pick it up on like Monday or Tuesday. And then I have to be home by that Friday because that's Alyssa's birthday. And in that time in between, so like that Friday, Kentucky goes off limits for me because of the invitational. And I want to break in my boat and I want to go to Kentucky to drive around a little bit. So I'm going to drive down there to break it in, like look around. I'm sure there's going to be some bugs that need to get fixed. There's always that with new boats. So I'm going to go down there and just hopefully go do that. That's kind of the plan. And then start fishing a bit before first tournament of the year for me. It'll be literally 2 months from right now. Actually, it's not that far away. So pretty excited about it.
Those are good current events. Because like hashing out ice talk or anything like that, that is like we are talking.
Yeah, when are
about
you?
boats.
Do you know
boats
when you're
now
getting
open
your
water
new
stuff.
boat, Sobi? Because yours just got sold too, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's in, but it's not rigged or anything like that yet. But it should be rigged here, hopefully here
Cool.
pretty soon.
Yeah, sweet. Because are you talking about what you're getting or anything?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you the pontoon I've got picked out.
I already know I already know the boat. So I was just gonna ask nicely of like, do you want to talk about it or not? So if you don't want to talk about it, we won't.
Hard
No.
no.
I'll do the Bennington release later. We'll talk.
Okay, sounds good. Perfect. In tune
Wow,
picked up a new pontoon.
Bennington, really?
Yeah. I know I'm
Bougie
classy.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hats going forward, maybe even a little comb over. Hi there.
So we
Hi
got a pay raise, as some would say. Bennington pontoon.
You'll notice the amount of cup holders.
I do. I honestly, that's on my bucket list, though. All jokes aside, my bucket list is I want to fish a Tuesday nighter or Wednesday nighter out of a pontoon and win or do well,
And
like in
yes.
a 10-boat derby or something, like fishing deep rocks, where you're like, you take the tune out there and you actually do it. Like I think it'd be incredible. It's a bucket list deal.
Double anchors down.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
crank them down.
and you just
Oh,
break
God.
hearts. You break their hearts. I think that'd be incredible.
That would be good. That would be good. But all right, that was a good catch up for all of us. I think now what we're gonna roll into, Pink, you got some Pass the Barb questions. What do we got going on here?
Yeah. So what we're doing on this one, we've been getting some DMs and some questions, some information, news articles sent to us on the social medias.
Which speaking of that, should we announce our giveaway thing right now before we roll into this?
Let's do that. So yes. So since we hit 100 ratings on Spotify, I don't know where we're at on the Apple side of things,
It's like
but
70, I think.
okay. So on Spotify, basically this is for everybody. I mean, obviously, but for hitting 100 ratings on there, we are doing a giveaway. We have an awesome prize, actually from a listener. Bart, you want to break down what this prize is?
It's from Drunkwood. He's our number one guy that listens to us. Great guy. I'm trying to buy time while I look up exactly what it is that he messaged
Okay, so
me, to be
he
completely
does
honest.
some badass woodworking, and he created like a musky we call it a sculpture, I guess. I don't know, art piece made out of some sort of wood.
Here it is. It's a
Bamboo or something.
muskie.
Yeah, it's super sick,
Yes.
badass piece of woodworking. That he's donating to the pod for a giveaway. So the way to enter to do this, if you would like to be involved in this giveaway, is you need to be following Pass the Barb on Instagram, subscribe to Pass the Barb YouTube channel, and we will post about this giveaway on our Instagram page. And all you have to do is like that post and tag 3 friends in the comments, and you are in to win.
Yeah.
So, and I think what we want to do the giveaway on the next pod, so they have basically 2 weeks from the day they're listening to this.
Yeah, are we going to make a post with a picture of it for people to comment on? Sorry, I was
Yeah.
reading through this to make
Yes,
sure I
we'll put the
details
post
right.
up when this podcast goes live. So this will go up, and then the post will go out, and then people will comment and subscribe. And we'll put the rules in there too, what you have to do. So follow us on Instagram, subscribe Pass the Barb on YouTube, and then just tag 3 friends in the comment section on the post, and you're in.
And if you want to add to that, the only thing I would add, if you want to, you can follow Drunkwood Inky. So that's Drunkwood INKY. Follow him. He's a great dude. Also, message him and just say, I heart titties. And that is the reason for this is back when you guys did the weigh-in of favorite round things, he messaged me quotes. If no one says that titties are their favorite round thing, I'm shutting off this fucking podcast and never listening again.
Incredible.
So we've made amends with Drunkwood, but
yeah, he's great. But yes, please message him that. He will love it. Just spam his inbox. He'll hate me.
And we'll add that to the Instagram post as well. So there should be plenty of information on how to get involved in this, but this is for the fans. You guys hit the ratings. So we'll come up with a new one for maybe another benchmark for this, but this is an awesome prize. I think people will be stoked with this thing. This will be sweet for like your cabin or, whatever garage kind of thing. Super
and
cool.
beyond giveaways and stuff, I'd seriously suggest following our socials, not to boost our numbers or anything, but there's going to be a lot more updates, not just from all of us, a lot from Cody and a lot from Wild Bill, who's doing crazy stuff in Argentina. Like we have really stepped our socials up, and we're going to step it up to kind of give you a better inside look of raw shenanigans that's happening. So like trust me, it'll be a well worth follow. Just freaking, you'll want.
We actually got Stolski hired in Argentina for content for the Instagram.
Yeah,
it was not for him.
Literally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There it is.
Pay him good.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're rolling into our new segment. It's Pass the Barb questions. So if you guys hit us up in our DMs or whatever, you got something you want us to talk about on the show, we'll do it. We'll maybe throw up some polls and stuff at random times too. If people got random questions, maybe we'll do some rapid fire. But I think Pink's got one that we'll dive into now. Or maybe two. I don't know.
So last pod, we discussed a topic regarding the Kansas state record crappie. That was, kind of an interesting story. There was some, information out there about the game and fish department in that state seizing this fish. It was kind of a weird story. There was like not a lot of resolution to that. Luckily, we had a bunch of listeners that sent us an article came out through Outdoor Life, and since then has been posted on a lot of different platforms regarding this story and kind of the follow-up as to what happened there. So I think when we talked about it on the last pod, where we left off was we weren't exactly sure why they would have came to this guy's house and actually took this crappie from him, and why they, took it down as a state record. But we'll post the photo on social media. I'm sure if you've been on, Instagram in the past couple of weeks and you have an outdoor type page, you've seen this. But the investigation, the headline, I'll read the headline first. So this was sent in by some listeners, like literally 10 minutes after this story broke. So mad props to the PTB fans out there. but investigation reveals Kansas record crappie was stuffed with ball bearings. And there's the picture where the x-ray of the crappie with 2 ball bearings in its gullet. So there was basically this story. I'm stoked that people were like, I honestly listened and sent these in. And I think we had like 4 or 5 people send this in to us, like almost immediately, which is super cool.
I had a bunch of DMs about this the moment it came out.
Right. So when we talked about it last time, there was like this anonymous tip that had no information associated with it that was like led the game and fish guys to basically start an investigation around the weight, I guess, the record setting weight of this fish. So when it was initially submitted as a state record, it was over the state record by just a couple tenths of a pound. Like it wasn't super significant, but it was bigger. Come to find out, so the anonymous tip that was given to the game and fish department was actually from a bait shop owner, either on the lake or near the lake where this fish was caught, where the guy initially brought it in and weighed it on his scale, and it was below the state record weight because the guy was hyped about it.
When it first got weighed, it was like a 373, which I mean is a enormous crappie.
Yes, still
like,
super big,
super
big. But yeah, I don't have it in front of me here from last week, but I want to say that the current state record was like 403 or something like that.
Yep.
And so he initially weighed it was like 370, 380, somewhere in there. And you know, they weren't super psyched because obviously it like was not a state record. But the bait shop owner heard later that this state record fish was weighed in, and he recognized the dude's name and where it was allegedly caught. And it was the same fish that he had weighed at the bait shop, but they weighed it somewhere else, and it weighed substantially more and was 407 after they weighed it.
The article I read said they waited a few weeks later again.
Yes. Like it was in a totally different place too.
Yes.
Yeah. On a certified scale at a different location or whatever. And so the bait shop owner was the one who actually sent in a anonymous tip. Well, whatever. I guess it wasn't anonymous because they knew who it was, but tip, to the game and fish department that said, pretty sure this dude weighed this fish and it was not over 4 pounds at my tackle shop. And so that led them to an investigation where they actually went, seized the fish, and apparently x-rayed it because they have the x-ray photo of the fish with the ball bearings in it.
Wow.
But I thought it was super interesting that they actually followed up, because I feel like this is the kind of story where like you never hear anything else. But it does kind of full circle. We talked about it last time too, on how like back in the day people cared so much more about these records and were willing to do like crazy stuff to get their name in the record.
Turns out people do care a lot about the records still.
They still are willing to do it. Like Cody, like a lot of those musky records.
Doesn't that make you think like this is what they're doing now? What did they do back in the day to reach some of those crazy records that are out there? Like how much
tubes of sand. Tubes of sand.
So I would like to update my stance on the 5-pound crappie in Minnesota. I feel as if it maybe had ball bearings in its stomach.
Or a bunch of sand.
Or the 70-pound Wisconsin muskie that was 50.5 inches long. No, sir.
What?
No,
That's actually
sir.
a thing. I did not know that.
What's
your
the
state
length?
record says it's 70 pounds, 50 inches long.
No, it's 57 inches.
Yeah.
Quotes. Yes.
The guy's 5'4", and it looks like a standard northern Wisconsin 51-inch muskie. Like, looks very standard.
Great fish. Not
Very
standard.
built. Great fish. Great
not
fish.
A record.
Hell of a 40-pounder. Awesome. I mean, a tube of sand that's 30 pounds. I mean, you got to stuff that thing. You got to break its jaw, I'm assuming, and stuff that thing down there. Like, it takes a lot of work to make a state record, dude. A lot of work.
That's so wrong.
Speaking from experience.
That's so disgusting.
We tried. Impossible. Filleted it.
That's a crazy thing.
Pink, that story came out, and I was like, God dang. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Well,
and it also backs up where we were like, well, why'd they go in and take the fish? What do they even have? And now we go back and look, well, son of a bitch, they had pretty good point.
But then here's my question. Here's my question. Did he technically break any laws? I don't think so.
Well, yes, yeah.
What?
For in terms of because if you submit to like if you submit that for a record or something, you're basically committing
Fraud?
level of fraud. Yeah, I'm trying to think exactly of what the wording is, but like you are
I don't know.
yeah, like you are
But it's not a legal thing.
Yeah, it's not a money. There's no monetary value.
Like
It's not,
they can say it's not a record.
He
or
didn't
whatever.
steal. He didn't steal from anybody. Well, I'm just like talking about like, obviously.
Well, it's different than like winning a tournament, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
there was
yeah,
no,
where there's
you
money
didn't
on the
cheat
line,
him.
but there is still a thing. I would have to look it up. Let me look quick.
Okay.
Look it up.
But
Look it up. and
anyway,
we'll
what
talk
I'm
about it.
saying is, like, if he didn't technically like submitting this fish, and maybe it's not a state record, and like that was really stupid thing to do or whatever. Like, do they give him his crappie back or what? Like, do they say, "Here you go, bud. Sorry about it." Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The weird thing is too is like, obviously I'm not on their side at all, but like
Right.
the walleye guys that were doing it, they were like doing it to make money
and gaining
and
money,
cheat,
which
right?
is one thing.
Right.
Yes,
But I see I at least see the motive. Why did they stuff weights in this fish? To take everyone's money, to steal money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why'd you put a gun in a bank? Well, to take all the money. Okay,
Yeah,
I understand
right.
your motive. You wanted money. But what's the motive, like, other than just being like, I just got my name there in the record
Just
book?
notoriety.
Yeah,
I don't know.
notoriety for like an illegitimate fish. That's just kind of like, dude, why do you even want it then? If it wasn't legit and you don't get what was your I don't know. Yeah, maybe
and I mean, I wouldn't think that there's like that much like financial gain that comes with holding a state record fish.
There's definitely probably
what
not.
maybe you get like
There
Bobby Garland's deal.
I don't know.
used
There
to be
used to be a
there used
lot
to be.
more.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's really a thing anymore, or not much. I don't know. I would, especially in a state like Kansas, like like it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what seemed weird to me. Is kind of like, why would he want to do that? Because then, like, just like why?
Why?
Yeah, but why?
How's your vocabulary search going, Bart?
I'm looking.
Adam's going down the tunnel. Either way, that's incredible, and that's exactly what Adam and Ryan are talking about. Like, send stuff in our inbox, DM us, message us on Facebook, message us anywhere. We really read them all. We check them all out, and it creates great conversation on the pod. It really does.
We do. So yes, if you have ideas, articles, or just crazy stuff that you see, we want to know about it. But yes, it is cool that there was a follow-up to that, though, because sometimes, like some of the stuff we've talked about before, it took like months and months and months for there to be a follow-up to it. And this was like, I swear to God, this was like
I
3
think
days
the
after
thing
we
dropped
posted
after the podcast dropped. So the end of this article that is on Outdoor Life, so it doesn't necessarily have anything saying the law he maybe broke or whatever. There is stuff going on currently legally, but just kind of adding on to this, I guess, public court records show that this guy has been implicated in several criminal cases and charged with at least 5 felonies in Kansas since 2019. Most recently, he was convicted of 1 felony count of identity theft in October and sentenced to 18 months probation on February 8th.
Oh,
so there is a certain level. Like, I know that he's been scheming. There is, I would have to look more into it. Someone could DM me, but there is some level of law breaking going on here. It isn't necessarily super large, I wouldn't think, but there is something like.
But don't you want to know why? Like, even if it is like, so he catches this fish and he goes,
well, there's just some level of it is also like, I mean, it's just straight up, boys. You can't, you can't
now or never,
because
like my name in that book.
It would just be this. I mean, otherwise people would just be like, yeah, I'm just going to put weights in fish for like the next 10 years and just wait until someone doesn't notice.
But I think, dude, that's like how it went down back in the day with like some of these musky ones where it was getting broken like constantly. Like there was people like feuding people over this shit because it was like they were breaking it like every year, every other year kind of stuff. It was like this dick swinging competition of like who could most stealthily probably add weight to these fish, but you still have to catch a fish that's like close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of these size. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a very hard thing to like premeditatedly do. Like, so this guy is just out crappie fishing one day, sticks this like whatever 375.
New cog.
It's not like in the back of his head he's been like, oh, finally. Like, I've been trying to do this for a while.
It was
Just so I
probably
can-
rash. It was probably a pretty rash decision, honestly.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
But
it's so interesting.
it was a rash decision. This guy also has
Yeah,
he has a
yeah.
history of it, so he probably just thought of it. He was like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But see, that's what even you talking like he definitely broke some laws. Kind of like whether he did or didn't, like you can cross that out. Like if you're known as somebody that has shoved weights in fish, who cares about a penalty or a law? You have life shame against you forever.
Yeah.
And your name is just gone. Your name is broken. You are life shamed. You're life shamed in the fishing world. Even if you're not in the fishing world, your buddies will life shame you. Your wife's mom would life shame you. You know what I mean? That's it seems way harsher to get caught doing something like that than paying a fine or penalty or even serving jail time. I'd rather go to jail for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years than have some life shame thing like that on me.
Yeah.
Especially because people will just throw it in your face all the time. You'll be like trying to do something. They'll be like, oh, what? Are you just going to put weights in my fish?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm hooked up on a good one. How good is it? Will it be good in a little while after you go to the tackle box and grab some freaking Sinkas? You know what I mean? Like, how good is it, Bill?
There's no coming back from that. That is so true, though.
I would.
But dude, like something to think of this, Pink, is so like that fish weighed 373. It was 18, right?
Okay, yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys saw, but Wyatt Williams, shout out to Wyatt. He's an unbelievable crappie fisherman up in Minnesota right now, catches some really big ones. I had known he caught this fish a while ago, but he finally posted it on social media. He caught an 18 and a quarter earlier this winter that weighed 3.5 pounds. Has a picture of it on a Rapala scale. But what makes you think, Pink, is like now that we posted that video and everything for everybody to see. So that 18 inches, 3.5. Waldo caught a 16 and a quarter that was 292.
Yeah.
Right. And
0.58 away from it. Half a
and just
pound.
Thinking like
2 inches shorter.
The build of that type of fish, though, like what a potential build would look like. Like obviously it was fake because it was loaded with ball bearings, but it's like just saying, oh, I caught this because what the length was 18 on the nuts on this Kansas one.
Yeah, I believe it was 18 on the nuts. They said it was a white crappie. It's 100% a hybrid, but yeah.
Yes, but to say that one 407 on an 18. Like what I'm saying is like when you see the picture, it looks like a crappie. Like for a 4-pounder at 18 inches would look like a mutant freak.
Yeah, from what I guess from what I've heard and seen from taxidermy stores or stories I've heard, basically for it to hit 4 pounds, it needs to be 19 inches for the most part, from what I've heard.
Yeah, when they start
4-pounders caught in the last 2 years,
the head just looks like a different animal altogether, you know?
Yes. Yeah,
and like the picture of that one didn't look like that. I mean, yes, it's fucking big, no doubt about it.
Yes. Adam, what about some of your kind of relatives, distant cousins, some of their big ones they got back in the day? Did they ever get a weight on them?
I don't think so. I just know 18s to I've heard of a 20 and a half. But yeah, you have a very close friend that I thought has a grandpa who has one that's 21 inches on the wall.
A 21-inch crappie, dude.
A
21-inch crappie, really?
It might be 20 and a half. Yeah. This is all hearsay at this point, but I know of one fish that's 20 and a half that's on a wall.
Yeah, I know some guys that have some 19s, and I want to say a 20 or maybe
there are 20s being caught though, just not here often.
But back in the day,
I mean, it's
caught
like
some 19s, 20 back in the day, in Minnesota.
Like that's like the local bar that peeing a smallmouth like a perch.
Yeah, I am confident right now that there is a 20-inch crappie swimming somewhere within like 60 miles of the Twin Cities right now.
Oh yeah, I
Probably,
feel pretty
yeah, yeah.
confident saying that. Yeah,
I would say there's probably 10 to 15 of them. Where, I don't know, but I have a pretty good idea.
I don't know
of
how
where
to
there might be
quantify
one or
that, but they're
two.
definitely
Yeah, there's a
Hey,
couple
they-
of them.
they
There's a
exist, no
really
doubt.
good class of big fish right now.
yeah, for sure.
So no,
But-
it's crazy. It's just crazy to think about that. That like Wyatt's was 3.5. That one was 373, and it's like, okay, so there's kind of a correlation right there around 18. 3.5 pounder.
Right.
It's like Jesus getting to 4. Like, oh my god. So then you think of that 5 pounder, and you're like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
okay.
I guess. I guess.
Pound and a half more in 2 inches.
She's thick.
Sandbox.
Thick.
Yeah, you're like, okay. It's a lot of shad.
So many shad, dude.
A lot of fat
So
heads.
many shad.
A
All
lot of
right,
perk.
but okay.
But anyway,
we're
yes.
gonna move on to. Do you have another question or
Well,
not, Pink?
No, we'll just go with that. But what we'd like for people to do, like we said, submit some questions, submit some articles, whatever. If you find good information or have questions, send them to us. We will talk about them. So
Yep.
That's the
All right.
plug.
So we got, and like we said, we have a bunch of new segments coming up in the next few pods. Few we're really pumped about. This one is also going to be fantastic. We would like to introduce you to the Diary of Wild Bill.
Yes.
So as you people know, Will Stolski, co-host of the show, Wild Bill, he just moved down to Argentina as he's like a fishing guide, hunting guide, like travel. He's kind of helping with a bunch
hunting
of
guide.
stuff. Yeah, down at this Argentina Adventures.
Yes.
And go follow their Instagram page, by the way. He's trying to grow it. But follow ours first. So he is going to be sending us updates because it might be hard to get him on the podcast with time differences and everything. But this whole segment, I think Pink will be able to explain the rest of it because he's got it.
Yes.
And we made a minor last minute change to what we think this will be, and it should be good.
Yes. So, like we said, Will is down at Argentina Outdoor Adventures. He's guiding for a couple months down there. Sounds like he's having an absolute blast. He's been down there for a few days now already, just kind of getting a lay of the land. But what we're bringing to you is just kind of some updates from him. What we've tasked him with is before every podcast, he will be getting belligerently drunk and writing an update that we will read on the podcast. But then, as it happens,
the Diary of Wild Bill.
The
He's
Diary of
doing
Wild Bill.
the whole we said journaling. He's
Yes.
doing it. There
He's
you go,
doing it.
Voight. He's also journaling.
Yes, he is.
Diary.
So he'll be sending us, a drunken Wild Bill update. And as it happened this week, he sobered up and maybe changed some things that he didn't think that maybe he should have said in his initial update and sent us a voice memo of the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the voice memo he sent after he cleaned himself up. But then we're also going to read the drunk text that he sent prior to making this voice message. So I'll play it for you now. This is Wild Bill's first few days down in old Argentina.
1-2 punch from Wild Bill.
It really is. And I don't know that he's aware that we're doing it this way, but he's about to find out. So here we go.
We'll figure out quick if he listens to the pod.
You guys, here we go.
Hola, amigos. Captain Bill checking in here from Argentina. I'm currently in the southern end of the country, Santa Cruz province, fishing for king salmon. First impressions of Argentina. The girls are very beautiful. Increíble. Obviously, I don't have much of a base to go off of living in Craig, Montana, but pretty good nonetheless. Not a whole lot of English being spoke, lots of Spanish. That's been a little bit challenging. Luckily, I'm with my buddy Joaquin now, so he can translate for me. First couple of days were kind of rough. Fishing's been pretty good. Figuring it out for sure. We'll have more updates on that as time goes on. But yeah, overall pretty good. I've decided to do a little thing.
Oh boy, sorry boys. Here we go.
Bill's what's out in 2024. First thing is going to be lengthy Instagram posts. I think we should all try to make our Instagram posts 2 sentences or less. That is plenty of words to get a point across. I don't think we need to be any longer than that. 2 sentences. I think we should all strive to do that. Number 2, stop complaining about our families. I think the family is more importante. We should be thankful for our family, myself included. Not going to complain as much about my family. Number 3, what's out in 2024? Blood knots. Let's stop doing blood knots. Double uni or Alberto, far superior. I don't think you really need to be tying an FG knot if you're fishing for smallmouth bass. That's my opinion. I think if you're fishing for giant trevally, then sure, tie the FG knot. But yeah, I don't really think that you need to be tying an FG knot for smallmouth. And Alberto is, more than enough. Number 4, paying to get your Instagram verified. I don't think that's really necessary, and unless you're really famous. But if you were not verified prior to this pay to play kind of deal, I don't really think we need to be doing that. I don't think there's a bunch of people, unless you're like a super hot chick, that are pretending to be you and that you need to be verified. But yeah, that's about all I got from Argentina. Just wrapped up some really great days of king fishing. Also super, super windy down here, incredibly windy down on this southern end. But back on the move tomorrow, heading a little bit farther north. Hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully one of these weeks I can try to get on the pod, but for now, these little voice memos will have to suffice. All right, salute.
All right.
That was good. That was very good.
So that was good.
Bravo, Wild Bill. Bravo.
The Diary of Wild Bill.
I am looking forward to these, but I'm also looking forward to Cody reading this next part.
Yeah.
I'm
So
very
now
excited.
we're moving on. So now we have the drunken journal.
This was the
And
text
this is
the night
gonna be
before I received
so-
that message.
This is going to be so beautiful. I'm so excited for this.
It's
Cody?
generally the same with a few edits, I'll say.
Cody, please read
may
this.
put my touch on it, but Diary of Wild Bill. First impressions of Argentina. Never in my life have seen such beautiful men. It's honestly incredible. Granted, besides Craig, Montana has set my bar pretty low, but still gorgeous.
This is so good.
Very little English being spoken. Google Translate has become my best friend. I thought Spanish was decent, but is terrible. They talk fast. Muy rápido.
You hold it better together there, Cody.
Keep it
I
going.
found this kind of sketchy exchange. Cambiana in Buenos Aires. How he spelled it.
He's reading it as it's written.
Where one United States Dolores is equal to 1,000 ARG pesos, Argentina, I would suspect. I exchanged some cash and am sitting on 100K. First time in my life being in the six-figure club. Read it and weep. Nerds.
Weep, nerds.
I am in southern Patagonia. It is big, large country with incredible scenery, glacial rivers, trout, and king salmon. Lots of smelly climbers too. What a perfect mix for my incredible.
Oh, fuck.
First experience into Argentina. However, in other news, I have created a list of what's out in 2024 by Captain Bill.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, it's not
number
over.
number one. He obviously changed the numbers because I'm going back to number one, which is
Yep.
number 4.
Yep.
Lengthy IG captions. I've always been a firm believer, although I have broken a few times. Have you, Bill? That Instagram captions should be a max 2 sentences. Enough is enough.
Enough.
I can picture
Two.
him writing this too.
2. Bitching about your family. Be happy. Tu es familia muy importante.
I love how he's working on his Spanish.
He's mixing it in. He is mixing it in.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a big deal. Like, it's part of his culture
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's immersing himself into
Best
the
foot
culture.
forward.
No,
best
totally
foot
get
forward,
it.
yeah.
Totally get it.
He's local now.
Izquierda, derecha, left, right, whatever, uno, dos, whatever. Number 3, those who have paid to have their Instagram verified. If you not verified before, you certainly do not need to be verified now. Please stop it. All right, number 3.
Please stop it.
Yes.
Direct
This is
call
my
back.
favorite one. This is my favorite one.
4, blood knots. Man up. Learn a double uni.
Man up.
Or Alberto. Well done, Wild Bill.
Well done.
Well
Well done,
Well
Wild
done.
Bill.
Well
Oh,
done.
end it with salute, Bill.
Salute. Salute.
Bill.
Bill.
Incredible.
That was,
Incredible
My
sentence.
God, he's
That
gonna
was
turn
just-
into he's gonna turn into Kill Bill down there.
I can't wait till the whole thing's in Spanish, to be honest.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be great.
Or
We're gonna have to use Google
it'll
Translate to get
just
it back.
be Stan.
That would actually be beautiful. He should write it in Spanish and then we'll just put it in.
Yeah,
the
we
Google
should make that
Translate.
be his last diary of Wild Bill, as he has to write
The
it
whole
in
thing's in-
Spanish, and we'll Google Translate the whole thing and
Oh.
just see what it says.
Yeah, we'll
it'll
do
be
that.
Span-ish. But yeah.
Yeah, that was so I envisioned that segment being good. I did not envision it being that funny. So that was good. That was very, very, very good. That first
we have
3 or 4
Months of
sentences.
this to come, boys.
I know.
Yeah, we
I
do.
can't wait. This is going to be fantastic. Hahner, you crushed that. I mean, that whole thing was great, but that first 3 or 4 sentences with all the spelling errors in there and just the way you
And
it was good.
You just got to picture.
Bill, I may have put a little panache on that.
I don't
really
think so.
apologize, but
I don't think so.
It was so good. That was awesome. Very good. So yeah, tell us if you like that new segment.
Yeah, and he has been sending some photos that we can't post just yet, but let me tell you right now, they're on them in Argentina. Okay,
Sweet.
they're on.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. All right. Now, next thing, the diary of Wild Bill is done. We're good. We're to a new segment. Pink, what you been drinking? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Sam lead this one off here.
Oh, okay. Well, first off, I'd like to say I wish we're creating these new segments, and some of them are really brand spanking new, and we're just trying to spice up the pod in different angles and different ways. I wish we had reached out to Wild Bill and see what he was drinking, because I don't know if is it strictly maybe cervezas or if there's some nice tequila down there. Is there just like some random stuff out in Patagonia? I'd love to know what Wild Bill is drinking, but you clearly know he's drinking something post the Wild Bill diary. So we can at least assume he's been drinking something, and it's got to be good, right?
We'll get that on his next update for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So what have I been drinking? On the bare bones lame side, just some cold beers. I'd say I've been keeping it pretty steady with. I say there's 2 different kinds of beers. There's shore beers and then there's ice beers, and I've recently found a hybrid. So a shore beer would be like a Busch Light in a bottle, That's what I've been drinking. And then an ice beer would be a Busch Light in a can. But recently I've been on kind of Busch Lights or anything in between those.
The distinct
the
difference is between it being in a bottle or a can.
Yes,
It's
but
a vibe though. It is.
I do get that. I just love
it's
that you use the same beer as the difference for it.
there's a shore beer and then there's an ice
These are
beer.
the
But
extremes.
I've found a
Yes.
hybrid, and they've been on the market for a while. But the beers
Basically, if you're at the top end
No.
of the ice beer and it's in the can, but then if you go to it in the bottle, it's the bottom end of the shore beers. There's no in between.
Yes,
You just went
yeah.
for the closest they could possibly be. But
Yes.
anyways, go ahead.
But on the ice, I've been drinking. Just if I'm out fishing with buddies, like I was kind of at ice party, ice camp. Cold beers that have a screw on top that are aluminum, so they don't shatter on the ice. You can close your top up if you're mega living around and bouncing around. You don't spill your beer. So I've truly found, because if you have a can of beer, you're kind of like, okay, maybe you're on a machine, maybe you're walking.
You're
you have a
actively
decision to make.
drinking a beer if you're with a can of beer.
Right? So you're kind of like, but I'm kind of fishing, doing things like, I don't know. So I found a good hybrid beer. That's what I've been drinking. But besides that, this weekend, like Ryan said, when there was a bunch of shenanigans in the garage, kind of during deer camp, ice camp, whatever, crazy neighbor Archie came over, and he's a neighbor that lives down the road. He's a 70-some-year-old man, and he brought over some delicious cranberry moonshine. And let me tell you, this is crab apple moonshine. Oh my gosh, crab apple moonshine. And let me tell you, this is months in the making. I will send videos to the boys later. I want to say in September, the crab apples ripened, and they were tart. And when they're ripe, they're no longer tart. And Archie pulls up in his minivan, like one summer afternoon, and I was outside in the boat, blah blah, and he's like, "Hey, get in the minivan, come on over." And I'm like, "What do you need?" "I need your help for like 15 minutes. It's never 15 minutes, right? But okay, you hop in, because he's a good friend and he's always got my back. I got his back today. We roll over there, and he puts me up to the task of beating the living hell out of his crabapple tree. Karen is his wife. She has probably a 60-foot by 60-foot tarp under this tree, and we're throwing dumbbells on ropes over this tree, trying to hook the branches. And Karen has video of me shaking and beating the living hell out of this tree to get the crab apples to fall. And then from there, he works his magic and puts it in a jar, shakes it for like 6 months, and comes up with his crab apple moonshine. And we broke bread and had that this weekend. And it was smooth, yet very potent. So that's what I've been drinking.
I can
Wow,
attest.
that was
Sounds
extravagant.
delicious.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can
it
attest to the potency of this moonshine. But I also got there about the time that all that was left was the fucking backwash swill in the bottom of a mason jar. So that was my experience of the crab
It
apple.
was obviously still pretty good.
It was good, yeah.
I believe it was, yes.
Yeah.
And toward the end of the night, we started rolling dice, and nobody really was, like we said, impromptu. Nobody brought quarters or dollars or anything. So we were rolling 6-5-4. And if you won 6-5-4, you got to point out the loser of who's taking those last final shots of bottom milk of the crab apple shine. And it was electric, and the bottle was finished.
Yeah, and I did watch Sam finish it. So
Karen, his sweet wife, I beat the hell out of that tree and helped him out, and she kind of stung me in the end when she was rolling hot dice. So shout out Karen, but the same token, not shout out Karen.
All right, Hahner, what you been drinking?
Honestly, like Old Faithfuls. So like Sam, there's a sipping and sitting type drink, and it's always been Nuclearis Moon Man for me.
Oh.
Like one of the best.
I love Moon Man. It's the best beer they make by far.
It's delicious.
Hands down, far and away. Back when my my college buddy Mark was making beer, he's like, they always put their APAs up against Moon Man to see if they could beat it, and they could never beat it. And now that brewery, which his brother now owns, is like one of the most popular breweries in Duluth, and they still can't beat it. It's that good.
It is so good. It's such an easy, especially for people who don't like IPAs or EPAs or anything. I can give them one of those, and they're like, dude, this is good. And you're like, yep. Yeah, it's an easy drinking EPA. which
And
is
if any
really
listeners-
hard to do.
Yep.
If any listeners are outside of kind of this Midwest range, New Glarus is the brand that makes Spotted Cow. If you've heard of Spotted Cow, it's legendary. It's, famous. And then they make, a variety of other beers. And Moon Man falls under that category of,
Well, too
top
bad you're
beer.
not going to get it. So they just sell it in Wisconsin. So
Cody and I
Sucks for
drank
you.
many a Moon Man when we were filming Chasing Ghosts.
And then for Sam's like get together, not give a shit type beer where we twist off, I'm gonna go for it. This has been a staple for me, like staple musky fishing. I'm just gonna say it: Miller High Life in bottles.
Ooh.
Fighter loves that.
It
Ooh.
is a staple, brother. The
It's
clear
the champagne of beers, right? Is that not there?
Yes, it's a champion of beers.
Yeah. That's neighbor Archie's favorite beer, by the way. So that's a fun fact as well.
Well, that is
Champagne beer.
that's a true man.
Mm-hmm.
But those are my two picks.
That's good.
Phenomenal.
Very good. So I'll roll into mine. So since probably about the middle of January, I would say I've been in I have not been in a health kick. But I've just been trying to be a little better since now everything like is settled and I'm in a daily routine and stuff and not trying to drink as much. And the other thing is I love the taste of beer. Like Hahner knows me, the guys know me. Like I love having a beer too. And I love having like fancy beers and those like pack on pounds. So actually lately I've been drinking, as dumb as it sounds, I've just been drinking vodka sodas with a lime and they're delicious and refreshing.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, but yeah, they're refreshing. So I've been having those, nothing crazy with that. That's what I've been having whenever we go out to eat or something. But lately, because I've been hanging out with Alyssa now that we've both been home, she is a wine lady, and I've always enjoyed wine, but I never know what to get. So dude, I know the beers. I'm not going to dive into a whole nother brand, like that's a lot of research and my brain doesn't have enough.
It's a whole genre. It's a whole genre.
I can't go that far down, but she has a Moscato she likes, and I'm going to butcher the name. Castello de Paggio. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
And it's it's got a blue label and stuff. Very delicious. It tastes like juice. And
nice.
Yeah, so we've had that a few nights and I'm like, this is great. I could be a wine guy. I think I like this. So
I could see it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that. But in terms of for the people who know that I like a lot of different fancy beers, my new one, I used to get Surly Furious all the time. I've been drinking Hui, if you guys have heard of that.
No, I haven't. I don't know much about Hui at all.
It's from Lupulin. I just looked it up. Yeah, it's from Lupulin, and it is a New England IPA, I believe. It's brewed in Minnesota. Yeah, it's New England hazy IPA. It's just good beer. It's just I got sick of the Surly Furious, so had too many of them. But that's what I've been drinking lately.
I have a suggestion. Okay, so tell me your first drink, your go-to recently when you're not doing some cold beers. It's vodka water with a lime.
Vodka soda with a lime. Rello actually showed me that. Yeah, it's
Augie drinks a lot of that too.
Yeah, dude, they're super because you don't pound them, but they're really refreshing. Like they're just, it's an easy drink.
One way to kick that up a notch, and this is not for me, this is from good buddy Augie. He drinks those a lot, and he's always on a health kick. He's a muscle man. He hits them with a variety of different flavored Mios. So even Mios that have caffeine, like just give that a shot of Mio with. Then it's almost like you're having a vodka Red Bull without having a vodka Red Bull. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could totally see that. Like I said, that'll probably be my thing for the summer. Honestly, this year, like when I'm going around for tournaments and stuff, just because so many beers, like don't need to be doing all the beers. But I will actually little plug for Pink and I. Next week we will be having a lot of beers at Giesenbräu, more than likely. I'm hoping to have a few less than last year.
We'll see.
But so we're having the Break Your PB St. Jude fundraiser. So anybody who's listening to Pass the Barb's obviously welcome too. If you're an ice fishing fan, we'll have like thousands of dollars of stuff that you can win there. It's a St.
Or a
Jude
beer drinking
fundraiser.
fan.
Or
Yeah,
if you
or just a
wanna
beer
come
drinking
hang out,
fan. If you
support
want to
St.
hang
Jude.
out and just chat with us, like that's the thing is like this is not an event where like so you know with some of the meetups and times there's like lines and it's kind of weird and everything. This is where like we literally go to the bar and we walk around and just chat fishing with everyone.
Or
So-
hunting
Party.
or
It's a
anything.
party.
Hunting, anything. It's just a party. We're hanging out. A lot of our friends come. It's always a good time. So come on out. And then, yeah, you can get, if you want to, you can get raffle tickets to win a bunch of ice fishing gear. All the money goes to St. Jude. Panger's driving up, Matt Pangrak, our buddy from Bass Talk Live. He's driving up on Friday from Oklahoma, and he'll be up for the whole weekend. So, yeah, he's going to be hanging out too. It'll be a great time. If you guys want to see us at Giesenbro, you can have some of our Break Your PB. There'll still be some available. You can get some cases of that, and you can drink that too. That's been really good.
And it's like it's at a brewery, so it's like even if you don't really care about anything else going on, just come to the brewery and hang out.
And the food truck there is really good. So this year I
that's
made
right,
sure we
that's
got
right.
a good food truck lined up. Stephen D's will be there. They have very good burgers, and it's not crazy expensive. I know some food trucks can be, but Stephen D's is like legit. They're very good. Just it's like not. I know some food trucks, especially around the cities, are like the fancy kind of. I don't want to say artisan food because it's not that, but you know what I mean. It's like
say bougie.
bougie food. This is like you walk out to a food truck and it's a greasy ass burger.
Yeah.
And greasy ass cheese curds and fries and good stuff. So that'll be there too.
Sign me up. That's what I
Mhm.
want. And reiterate the date and the times again, just so
So it
people
is
know.
Saturday, the 24th, from 4 to 9 p.m.
Nice.
at Giesenbro in New Prague, Minnesota.
Yeah, and realistically, we'll be there until the bar closes at 10. It's just the event says 4 to 9 so that we announce the prizes before everyone needs to go home. Because we learned that last year with all of a sudden people.
We have some kick-ass prizes, actually.
Yeah.
And like not just stuff, like experiences.
Yeah, this will be the first time people can get a cooking experience with Ryan Pinkalla. That'll be one of the things up for raffle / auction is you and I think it was 4 people.
Yeah, 4 people. We'll do like a hands-on cooking thing. And then there's I think we have a couple different fishing trip options.
Yeah, we're doing a Crappie Chronicle experience. So someone and 2 friends, we'll take them out for a day. We'll chase giant crappies. We'll go to like a good lake and chase real big ones, get out, grill food, do the whole thing out there. You get to hang out with us for a day. It'll be fun. Griff's doing a guide trip. I'll do a guide trip, open water. Get out in the bass boat, go chase some big ones on maybe some lakes that people don't necessarily know as well. And then tons of product prizes too.
Yeah,
and also not to mention not fishing related. We got 4 club level wild tickets. So if
so like come on out.
Yeah, come on out. It'll be.
And didn't the Minnesota Wild win today like 10 to 4, something crazy?
I don't
I didn't
know
even see that.
I can look that up.
Was it really?
There's like 2 or 3 different hat tricks. Crazy things are happening.
That is crazy.
We're turning things around.
Yeah.
Actually,
sounds like a
those
miracle.
outdoor games this weekend, dude. That was sick. Did you watch the Stadium Series?
No.
Yeah, they had like the outdoor games this weekend. Super sick.
They are doing a lot better lately. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10, so they're putting it together a bit. They're still decently far back. Actually, no, they're making a little bit of a run here. So, so the Wild tickets will be there and everything. It'll be good, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So come on out and hang out with us. But Pink, what have you been drinking? What do you got going on?
You know, I'm a rum and Coke guy. I've been running this train for far too long. But even this weekend, dude, I was on. That was pretty heavy. I dabbled with the moonshine a bit. The old crab applesauce. Pretty good stuff. But I did something new, actually. This is not even a cocktail, though. This is just, I started drinking these. I got turned on to them recently. So you guys probably have had like Celsius, that kind of thing. Like some of those like tame ass energy drinks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got turned on to a new one that is quickly becoming one of my favorites now.
Oh,
It's kind of the same type of thing. It's like a Celsius type drink. It's called like Alani New is the name of it. I don't know if you've seen this.
I have seen it.
It's fucking good, dude.
Cody
Really?
chimes in. He's like, I've seen it many
Really?
They
mornings
have
at the BP.
They
I
have this
to.
flavor, dude, called Cosmic Stardust. That is fucking something else.
Stardust, like if you're gonna name your flagship flavor, it's got to be Stardust.
Cosmic Stardust, dude. I'm telling you,
I'm in. I am
try
in.
it. Try it.
I
I
am
was
in.
like, yeah, whatever. I cracked one, and I was like, I'm buying stock in this company.
This is it.
Describe it
is
in
it?
energy drink terms. Like, what would you say it tastes like?
Nothing else.
It doesn't taste like a
Nothing-
Bang mixed
no.
with Monster,
No.
with Red
No.
Bulls.
No.
What does it
This
taste
shit is it, dude.
Unicorn pea.
This is it.
I have
there's
not
nothing-
had this,
there's
so I can't
nothing to
imply.
say, dude. Just get it.
like? Okay,
Thank me later.
I like that.
All
I'm
right, I
telling
like
you,
it.
check it out.
I like it.
One thing I want to give it.
Should have been called Unicorn Explosion.
It should have been.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
thing I want to give a shout out to Ryan really quick. He said he was on the Rum and Cokes. I respect a man that rolls into a little get together with his own tumbler. If you roll in with a legit tumbler with a cup, and and you're like, yeah, Brian, can I get anything? Yeah, I do rum and coke, and whips out his own. What was it? What was your tumbler?
And it was actually it was flexing a little because it was like the Yeti mug.
Yeah, it was like the Yeti
Yeah.
mug, like he brought his own, and you see, like, you didn't find that in my house. I was like, oh, you mean
this old thing?
yeah. Oh, I just had this. Like, it's fine. So that's a shout out. Okay.
But
continue.
I have to appreciate I did when I went to get a cocktail made because Steph just brings out like no one else is drinking these, and she just like brings out the bottle, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. But then now they have like, you know, when you go places and they always have like really shitty ice, you know, real shitty like all ground up little. I go over to their little ice bucket they have on the counter. I'm talking blocks, like cocktail blocks in this ice bucket, and I'm like, we've arrived.
Sam's proud.
We're there.
Sam is proud.
This whole thing here was not a classy environment by any means, but I had an ice bucket on a tray with like circular balls and the hard squares.
Sam is proud.
I was proud.
Tell me about it.
I was.
But picture the scene, right? I walk in, it's mayhem. It's like I walked into the kitchen in the China buffet, right? There's clouds of smoke pouring off the Blackstone. I slide the smoked carp tray out of the way to get to the ice bucket, and I open it up, and what's in there? Beautiful cocktail cubes. Incredible. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a hell of a setup they got there. But I was plenty impressed. I felt like I did my part in reducing the volume of the rum bottle that was in stock there, and it was a good time. Good time. But yes, the rum and cokes. But yes, check, dude, this energy drink. I don't know, man.
Big time.
It's an easy one. Hahner,
like
it's probably not the octane you're probably looking for, but
no, I'm saying as form of taste.
Oh, it's dude.
Unicorn
Stardust.
Yeah.
I like it.
Give it a rip, dude.
All right. So that's a little bit of what we've been drinking. And I think now we're going to bring back a fan favorite segment now that we got everyone here. Another one Pink rolls with, but it's our 1v1v1. So I'm curious to see how this goes down. He can explain it to everyone. It's been a while since we've done this. It's normally a fun one.
Yes. So this is a little game here we're going to do. This is great. We have a full squad for this one, so this will be really fun. So the basis of this game is that it is 1v1v1. It is everyone against each other. Basically, the way that this is set up is there is a theme for the whole game that will kind of guide all of the things. So And for each one, there's like basically 3 clues to guess what the actual answer is. If you guess it on the first clue, you'll get 2 points. If you guess it on the second clue, you'll get 1 point. And if it goes to the third clue, you will get half a point. So we'll go through these. I have 13 different ones, hoping that we will not end in a tie. So that's pretty much where we're at. And because it is President's Day, I thought, what a better theme for this one. And
Jesus Christ.
knowing that all of these idiots wouldn't know a goddamn president anyway, we didn't pick presidents, but we picked presidents' pets. So the theme of this game is
show your hands. Show your hands right now on the pod so I know no one is Googling anything. Put them
everyone,
here.
no Googling, no Googling.
Do what you got to do to show me your freaking hands.
Yes. So the way this works is I will read one, the president, and then a clue about their pet. Most of them include at least the name of the pet. Some of them don't, but some of them would include like the name of this pet. And then after the first clue, if you want to guess, you buzz in by saying your name. So you would just yell out your name to buzz in. If you're first, you get to answer. If you are wrong, though, everyone else gets to hear the next clue before you get to answer again. So if you buzz in and you get it wrong, everyone else gets a shot at it before you do.
Is this like generic, like dog, or like?
So for this one, because I knew this would actually be really hard. Yes. So it will be naming like the type of animal that it is. Some of them are a little more specific, but a couple of them, like say the answer is dog.
Get your hands up, Sam.
Let me go to the bathroom quick.
Yeah.
No. This is how he cheats.
This is it. He's setting her up here. But okay, so he's not here for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So if the answer is like dog, you will get a bonus point if you can tell me the breed of that dog. Okay. Obviously, you'll be guessing, but you get an extra point.
Like
and there's no consequence for getting it wrong. So if you were 2 and you get the breed 2, boom, 3 points. Okay, it's easy to get back in it that way. There's only a couple of those. But
my confidence level in me for this one is fairly low, if we're going to be honest.
Well,
I also have a pretty bad track record in this game.
Yes. Well, you're just lucky I didn't pick presidents because you'd all been fucked.
Yes.
So, okay. So we'll lead it off. We'll lead it off with one. Let's just get this rolling, huh? So everyone, like buzz in, say your name. Then you'll go, I'll keep score. Okay. So 2 points for the first clue, 1 point for the second clue, half point for the second one. Third one. Okay. So number 1, this Thomas Jefferson owned this pet, and its name was Dick. And let's see. I'll just leave it at that. Thomas Jefferson, Dick.
Sobi. Golden Retriever.
Incorrect, sir.
Cody.
Cody.
Chicken.
Incorrect. Bart, you can guess or you can hear out the next clue, and then you get to answer before they do.
I'll hear the next clue, and then I'll go for them.
Okay. This is a 2-part clue, so you actually played this very well. So this was Thomas Jefferson's favorite type of animal. He also bought his first one of these animals from his father-in-law's slave and kept it in a cage.
Well, what does that mean?
And we guessed dog and chicken already.
Correct. Those are actual
dick,
things.
cock. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah,
He bought it from his father-in-law's slave.
He bought it from his father-in-law's slave.
Don't act like you know.
And then he kept it in a cage.
Bam.
Kept it in a cage.
Don't act like you know more. Oh yes.
Besides,
did you just take notes?
Oh yes.
All right, you got to answer. We're moving on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a peacock.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Incorrect.
That's a great guess. I'll give you that, Adam. That's a phenomenal guess. I didn't think of it, but that is a phenomenal guess.
Dang.
It is. So for a half a point now, we'll say that it is a feathered animal that does sing songs.
Ding, 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 Sobi. We're gonna go parrot.
Incorrect. This is a tough one, boys. This is a tough one.
So I
Anyone?
just can't say bird, can I?
You can't do this one because yes.
Cody, remember it's from his father-in-law's slave.
Father-in-law's slave.
Get your hands up, son. Get your hands up.
He's
in your eyes.
100%
looking it up
Googling.
so
Get your
bad.
hands in your eyes, son.
Bart, is it a
Bart.
mockingbird?
Correct, sir. He
Wow.
Googled that for
Wow.
sure.
I did not. My
But
phone's
for a
over
half
here.
point,
I
Bart,
haven't looked
Bart
at
leading
it.
with a half a point. But yeah, Thomas
Yeah.
Jefferson's favorite animal was a mockingbird. There you go. And he had one named Dick.
That is hell of a name for a mockingbird. but
Doesn't
all right.
make
Still
any
a
sense.
mockingbird.
Well, actually, if you think of it, kind
I
of,
didn't say it made sense. I'm
mockingbird,
just saying
Dick,
that's what it is.
you know.
Nice points out the gate, Adam. I really like
Yeah,
the peacock guess. I think that should have been right.
Yeah, it should have been. It really should, but it wasn't. So, okay. So Bart with the mockingbird. Well done. All right. So the second one, President James Madison had this as a pet for 2 points. This is another 2-part clue. Its name was Polly, and it outlived James Madison and his wife.
Bart,
Cody.
Bart,
turtle.
incorrect. Sorry about that one.
Adam has good guesses. Get your
Cody.
hands up, Cody.
Cody,
Toucan.
not a toucan.
It's close, you motherfucker.
Sobi.
Toby.
Parrot.
Yes, correct.
Damn it! Damn it!
Boom!
Sobi with the 2-pointer. Woo, that's heavy.
Dang.
Oh, you think
Oh,
you're gonna
man.
win, don't you?
I mean, dude,
Oh.
it's honestly amazing to see some of the animals that these dudes were balling out with. Like the more current you get, the more lame they are. But like back in the day, these guys were balling the fuck out.
And that is pretty blunt. Like you think about back in the day, like how do you step up prestige wise? You can kind of be like, oh well, yeah, we all have horses and carriages, but I have a parrot at home. You know, got it from my uncle's slave.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
a mockingbird.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So
just
this one is President Theodore Roosevelt, who I will note also is noted to be the president that has had the most pets over their time in office. So for this one, for 2 points, he had 5 of them. 2 of them were named Fighting Bob Evans and Admiral Dewey.
Bart,
Bart,
dog.
incorrect.
Okay.
Say the names again.
Fighting Bob Evans and Admiral Dewey. And he owned 5 of these.
I have a different guess, but they have to go first. so.
Mueller.
I'm gonna go shout out Teddy. I'm
All right, go. Let's see it.
I'm saying chickens.
Incorrect.
That was my other guess. So,
Cody.
okay.
Cody.
Bear.
Incorrect.
Damn
5
it.
bears.
Teddy
Seems-
Teddy was a
Seems
big
like a lot of bears, son.
Teddy probably
um,
killed more bears than any other president could.
Okay,
No,
so
he
y'all.
let bears go.
He
That's
probably
why I
killed a
said
bunch
it.
too.
All right, so for 1 point now, because y'all screwed the pooch on that one.
Oh.
This animal, it absolutely loved carrots and lettuce.
Oh my gosh, Sobi.
Sobi.
Rabbits.
Incorrect.
Bart,
Bart.
turtle.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Cody.
Cody.
Carrots and lettuce, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I thought for sure it would be a turtle.
rabbit? Come on.
Come on, man.
It's probably a jackrabbit.
Voice kids are screaming in the car right
screaming.
now.
Come. Otherwise, I'm going to the last clue here. You got to give me one, or I'm going.
Last coup.
All right, last clue. It is a type of rodent.
Bart,
Go ahead.
ferret.
Incorrect.
I thought Cody
out.
has to answer.
Because he
No,
went to the
I-
next
I
clue,
gave
it takes
the
it
next
away.
clue.
Yeah.
He went for it. Yeah.
I'm
Anyone?
just saying Sobi, just a straight up rat.
Incorrect.
Oh,
All right. Fuck me.
All right.
yeah, rat.
Hunter, you got one? Otherwise, I'll give it to you guys.
Cody beaver.
Incorrect. The answer: guinea pigs. Guinea pigs.
Oh no. Very common house pet.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Not
We were
all of them are
thinking
crazy, you know?
We were thinking too wild. All right.
All right. So this is President Taft. President Taft. He had two of these. Mooly Wooly and Miss Wayne are the names of them.
I'm going to go Sobi.
Sobi.
It's a common house cat.
Incorrect.
Thank you. That was going to be my guess. So
Incorrect.
God, I just thought I'd take the shot to get the 2 points.
Cody,
You got to try. Yeah. What do you got?
llama.
Incorrect.
It's a great guess.
good guess.
It's a great guess.
Mooly Wooly.
I love
and
that
Miss
we're
Wayne.
totally just guessing here. Like, there's no education involved in this
No.
whatsoever.
This is
Cody,
We're just
can I do
basically
Cody
us
again?
It's like
guessing
a
stuff
question.
we've seen at a pet farm virtually,
shooting from
or
the-
some type of petting zoo.
Anyone, or I'll say the
No.
next
Can I
one.
do Cody again?
Yeah, I'll just, before you go to the next one, I'll go Bart. I'll say alpaca.
Incorrect.
next one.
Incorrect.
Next clue.
This will not help you. It's just a fun fact, but these pets were famous for going missing for 2 days.
Oh. Can you give it? Do they fly?
They do not.
Okay.
That helps substantially.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, since I know you won't get it, we'll go to the third clue.
Sobi.
Okay, Sobi.
Is this for a point still?
This is
Half point. He
I
declared
didn't read it yet.
Half
You didn't
a
read
point.
it yet. This is for a
Half
point.
a point.
My game, damn it.
They went missing for 2 days and they were snakes.
They were not.
Oh, how far?
How
have they
the
fallen?
turntables.
How far have they fallen?
Okay, so the
Idiot.
last clue is
Stupid.
one of them had a calf named Big Bill.
Sobi.
Sobi.
You can't, he just went.
You went for 1 point and you got it wrong, and you all got to hear the second clue.
Cows?
Correct. Correct for a half point, which I honestly thought you would get with the name. Mooly Wooly. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, we're in,
I don't
like,
know. I don't know.
we're coming into this with nothing,
Yeah.
and we are in mental warfare right now.
You take
of
a walk in
petting
our
zoo.
shoes, Ryan.
All
You
right,
walk
all
right.
around in our shoes.
I'm
You get
honestly having a
confused.
great time.
What points do we have to get up to?
Yeah.
in
Can
order
we
to
do it? Can
win?
we do a scoreboard read? I haven't been
Okay,
writing
the,
down.
the
I
current
can't keep
scoreboard:
track.
Hahner with 0 points, Sobi with 2.5, Bart with 0.5.
Yeah. What was Cody's? You glitched out.
Yeah, it's funny,
0.
Sam, because I normally win these whenever I'm on, but
Well, here's the thing: one correct
crazy.
answer. could get you two.
Crazy how every time I win. All right, keep it rolling. Let's go.
All right, y'all are fucked on this one. All right, so President Calvin Coolidge had one of these. Its name was Billy. It was captured in Liberia at a Firestone tire plantation.
At what country?
Liberia.
Where even is that?
In Liberia. So it was
What was
captured
its
there and
name?
then gifted to him. Billy.
Did you say its name? Billy?
Billy. Yeah.
Bart.
From Liberia.
Bart.
Cobra.
Incorrect. I was gonna say if you got it right there, you for sure cheated.
Cody. Goat.
Incorrect.
Sobi. A large cat.
Incorrect. Second clue. It was over 600 pounds and 6 feet tall.
Sobi.
Sobi.
We're going with giraffe.
Incorrect.
Bart.
6 feet tall giraffe?
It was
Barb.
over 6 feet tall.
It was
Elephant?
incorrect.
It's a great guess.
Incorrect.
Get your hands up, Hahner. Ask Siri later.
You want to take a
He's in
stab or are we going to the
mental
half point?
warfare right now.
Half point.
Okay, for the half point clue. Once it was moved to the National Zoo, it loved being in the water.
Sobi. Hippo.
Correct.
Boom!
How could you have a pet hippo?
Dude, he's the fucking president. They just boxed it up. Fucking, here you go.
It wasn't 6 feet tall. It was 6 feet long.
6 feet tall, brother.
No chance in hell was that motherfucker 6 feet tall. Not a chance in hell.
Google it.
Not a chance in hell. That was misleading information.
Liberian hippo. It was a Liberian hippo, Cody.
All right, so this is number 6. We're not even halfway through this. All right, so this is President JFK. Had 2 of these, and they were in his daughter's care during his time in the office. One named Billy and one named Debbie.
Sobi. I think it's a dog. Do I have to specify?
Well, you could specify, but it's wrong either way. So
okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
He loses. No, he loses.
I'll go cat.
Incorrect.
It's a good guess. One of those are coming. In the daughter's care.
Cody. What were the names again?
Billy and Debbie.
Turkey.
No.
Oh.
So the second night that they were in the White House, they both went missing and were later captured under JFK's bed.
Sobi.
We're
gonna do a ferret or a mink. 2 ferrets or mink.
No, you can't have 2 questions. You can't have 2.
Those are 2 different things.
One.
You got to pick one.
One.
I think someone's close.
You have to pick one.
Ferret.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna go Bart, rat, or mouse. I'll go mouse, not rat.
Incorrect.
I feel like that's close though, Adam.
You guys are overthinking these so hard.
You just overthinking. You just said a fucking hippo.
All right.
What do you think we're supposed to do?
Cody.
Touche. Adam got you there.
They found him under a bed.
Yeah, they captured them.
Probably not a hippo.
bed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So now Cody knows.
After they went missing.
Hamster?
Correct.
Yeah.
I thought there was already a hamster. I thought there was already hamsters done.
There was not. There was a guinea pig.
Guinea pig.
Guinea
What's
pig.
the difference?
It is a big difference.
There is a big difference.
Guinea pig is a lot bigger than a hamster.
Yeah.
Trust me on this one.
You never
Hahner
said
on
the
the board.
origin, if they're from Liberia or not. You didn't say anything about their background. Was that a half point?
That was a full point. That was a full point there.
Boom!
Back in the game.
Let's go.
So scoreboard update. Hahner with 1, Sobi with 3, Bart with 0.5.
One quick 2 point, and Samus
fucked. Just like that.
Just like that. We're back in the game.
All right. This one, Richard Nixon. This was his pet. Its name was Checkers, and it is part of what is famously known as the Checkers speech given by Richard Nixon.
Sobi.
Good.
Sobi.
We're going with a cat. Straight up.
Incorrect.
Cody.
I want that.
Cody.
Dog.
Correct.
Woo!
And for a bonus
Obviously,
point,
Checkers.
for a bonus point, if you can specify the breed of dog, you will
Terrier.
Can one of us guess the breed for the bonus point?
Only if Cody gets it wrong. Incorrect.
No. Can I guess it? Can I
Yeah.
guess it? Bart.
Yes.
Dalmatian.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
Sobi. We're going
Sobi.
Great Dane.
Incorrect. Cocker Spaniel.
Oh,
so
that's
close.
a good one. Yeah.
You're a Cocker
Good name.
Spaniel,
Great name for a
obviously.
dog.
Cody just
Great
popped a
name for a
2-pointer.
He did. So now
How do
now
you
we're
pick a Great
He
Dane?
just both
that thing
flipped a
doesn't have
5.
checkers
He
on
Why
it.
did.
would you
That
get
was-
that Checkers is a small dog. Idiot.
But that was
Checkers?
big. So now Hahner and Sobi are tied at 3. So
I'm sick.
Bart,
I'm
Bart,
gonna...
you need to pick up some slack here,
It's
bud.
called a
I
comeback,
routinely take
bud.
last in these, so I'm just trying my best.
I wanted to
Okay.
shut out.
I'm
So
just
this
trying
one is-
my best.
This one's coming to you from President Ronald Reagan. This pet's name was Ronald Reagan II.
Oh God. Oh,
Bart,
Bart.
cat.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
that was a great guess.
That was a good guess.
We're due.
Sobi.
Sobi.
Monkey.
Incorrect.
Oh, he's an actor. He was in show business.
Showbiz, baby.
They play with monkeys.
Hahner, you ringing in here? Because
What
you
was the
get this, it's
name?
for 2. Ronald Reagan II.
With.
Oh, you gotta.
With.
I'm just gonna do it again. Dog.
Chokes in the open net. Incorrect. For 1 point, this was gifted to him by a child.
Oh, that helps.
It doesn't.
Bart.
It shouldn't. Bart.
Mouse.
Incorrect.
Sobi.
So
We're gonna go. Chipmunk.
incorrect. Incorrect. Anybody? Hahner?
No.
For the final half pointer, this animal lived in a bowl.
Sobi.
Sobi.
Goldfish.
Correct, sir.
That's called the lead right there, son. That
For a
was
half
fast
pointer.
thinking. That's called
Bring it, bitch.
connecting the dots.
Fast fishing.
Boom.
What are you talking about?
Everyone
Fast
calm down.
thinking.
Everyone calm down.
What are you
We're an
talking
outdoor
about?
podcast.
You're looking at the king of 1v1, son.
See it.
Shit.
8 to 4 inch yum dinger. Boat. We're going.
You
to
s- you
All right.
sound like you're
All right, boys.
impersonating that one
just
actor.
get ready. It's
who
game
is,
time
like,
now.
doing
We're home. We're on the home stretch here. This is number 9. President Rutherford Hayes coming to you. The name of this pet is Miss Pussy.
Bart.
Sobi.
Cat.
So
Cat. I said it first.
he
I'm
said his
gonna go
name
with-
first.
I know.
No, I
said
did,
it before
I did.
Sobi. By
No,
far,
I
it
was
wasn't
way
even
ahead.
close.
I
Then
was
go.
weighing.
Then go. Then go.
I
I'm
said
gonna go
cat. I
cat.
said it way before him. I said my name
No.
way
I was
before.
checking, Ryan,
We
you
can
heard
go
it.
back. I was
You-
way before.
I don't know. I just heard someone yell cat.
That was
That was
Hahner,
me.
and I said Bart before anyone
No.
said anything.
I said Sobi. I was locked in quick. Ryan, you heard it.
I don't know, dude. I blacked out, I guess. I honestly didn't hear it.
I was
wanna-
way before Sobi.
I was
but if
way
he gets
before.
this is collusion. I'm out.
I will be a gentleman. I'm going to go with cat. And if I'm right, I don't want to take the points. We'll go to the next one.
It is correct.
This is
But I guess
bullshit.
you'll-
I said it first.
We
This
will
is
review
bullshit.
the
That was my 2 points.
I don't know, dude.
All the
I-
listeners right now are like, yeah, Bart said Bart. And then the
No,
others
no,
went,
no.
Sobi cat.
I'm on Shieldsville Wi-Fi here. It's fast. Okay,
That's your own problem.
it's really slow.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I didn't
Bullshit.
take the points.
Hahner knows I said it first.
Well, what,
Yes, he
No.
did say it first.
He-
No,
Yes.
100%.
that's
Ryan heard
unbiased,
me
dude.
first.
That's unbiased. I gotta take it.
Hahner knows I said it first.
It
and
is
I
Then,
said
then
unbiased.
Bart
it's,
right
Bart's
away.
point. It's Bart's got it. Bart's got it. I'm sorry.
What? What?
Honor vouched for Bart, which I've
How'd
never
you even
seen
know he was
before.
going to say cat?
Huh?
because it was
Because I said
obvious.
it.
Okay, continue.
All right. Well, Bart's in with 2.5 there. So scoreboard update: Hahner 3, Sobi 3.5, Bart 2.5.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Everyone happy? So
Now I am.
all right, number 10. So this only goes to 13, so we're running out of ground to make up here. President Warren Harding. This animal was named Pete. Pete.
Bart.
Parrot.
Parrot.
Incorrect.
Pete the Parrot would have been a great name.
I think the actual answer is better.
It probably is, but you know.
I want to hear what
Cody?
has to say.
Cody.
Moose.
Incorrect.
Which president was this again?
Warren Harding.
Get your
Like
fucking
that
hands
matters.
off your phone, you little bitch.
He's got voice to text. Can you say that one more time, please? Enunciate.
I'm gonna go.
Incorrect.
I'm gonna go. It's a dog.
Incorrect.
I know it's already been done, but I kind of think he'd go with the trick one.
Yeah,
Well, he said it's wrong, so
it's wrong. So although this animal probably loved trees, he played indoors.
Sobi.
We're
going monkey.
Incorrect. Anyone?
he liked trees.
Probably.
Bart? Woodpecker?
Incorrect.
It's a good guess.
Yeah.
Say that again. What was the last?
Although this animal probably loved trees,
hands up,
he played indoors. Come on.
Cody, I'll buy you a case of beer right now if you can recite the president's pet who this Ryan's referring to.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter.
This is a shitty answer.
A tree dweller.
Sloth.
Incorrect.
It's a good.
That would have been awesome.
That's a good guess. It's a good guess.
So for a half a point, this is a two-parter. Get ready, boys. Quick fire. It's gray and has a bushy tail.
Sobi.
It's
a raccoon.
It's not.
Raccoons love trees.
I'm sure they do, but it's
someone say that was a good
Bart.
Squirrel.
What's the second part of this?
Well, that was the second part.
Oh, damn!
I said
you thought the same thing, Sam.
I was wrong.
You thought
with
the
squirrel.
same thing.
Gray or red?
No, Bart's correct.
Yes.
I was. Yes.
Okay.
The correct answer was squirrel. Bart got it for half point.
Wow.
Pete
nice
the
job,
squirrel.
man.
Nice.
Damn.
Pete.
Nice
When
job,
you said it would have been right, I was like, oh, maybe it's Pete the pig. And then you said it likes trees. And I was like, I think it's out.
Pete the squirrel?
I don't name them, dude. Okay.
Lame name.
All right. President George Washington.
Oh, my.
And this is good. This is like you can tell. So, okay. He had many of these, but his three best ones were named Sweet Lips, Scentwell, and Vulcan.
Sobi.
Cody.
Horse.
Incorrect.
Sweet Lips.
Hahner, did you have a guess? You went next.
Hahner did ring in there.
It was going to be really bad, so I'm not going to say it.
All right, we going to the next one?
I'll go Bart quick, and I'll say chicken.
Incorrect.
What was the first? Sweet Lips,
Sweetwell, or Scentwell, and Vulcan.
Very odd. Very, very.
So the second clue. These helped build Americans' hunting heritage.
Cody. Turkey.
Incorrect.
Sobi.
Bart.
Sobi rang in first.
Okay.
Duck.
Incorrect. I thought there was gonna be like a second part to what you said.
I'm gonna go
Mallard duck.
I'm gonna go dog.
Correct. Now for a bonus point, can you specify the type of dog?
Oof. Can I just say lab?
If you'd like,
It's probably not right, but I'll go by lab.
it's not. It's that's
Sobi.
very wrong. Yeah. Sobi.
We're gonna go poodle.
Incorrect.
Poodles were some of the first hunting dogs, by the way. That's why I said that.
Sorry,
Oh,
people-
really?
I like how you
Wow,
back
what
that
a,
up.
what a
People judge me.
historic expert you are. Yeah.
That would be super relevant if that
I
was correct.
would be in the lead right now. So as far as you know, I am the expert. Yes.
I actually would like an update on the score after this because I think I might
Carrier.
have taken the lead.
Incorrect. So the correct answer was foxhound.
Oh, yeah.
I could
yeah.
have said hound.
What is the score at now?
Okay, so let's see. Bart
Because I just got that one and I got the squirrel one.
You got
earlier.
that one for a 1 point. So okay, so current scoreboard: Bart 4 points, Sobi 3.5, Hahner 3.
Bart with the
How
Cinderella
the
story comeback
turntables.
here. Cinderella story comeback.
All right, here we go. Thomas Jefferson had these, and he was quoted saying that they were too dangerous and too troublesome to keep, and they were gifted to him by Captain Zebulon Pike.
Can we get a reference on Zebulon Pike?
Bart.
Yeah, we can reference that before Bart answers. I will. You called out for it.
Yeah.
You're asking for
It was
just some
before
context.
Bart. Before Bart said that. So
Yeah, I'm saying.
let's hear
I
this.
do still
and
have
then
my
let's-
guess, but yeah.
So he was a notable public figure, adventurer. Also, notably, Pikes Peak in Colorado was named after him.
Okay.
I was gonna go with the badger.
That is incorrect,
Sobi.
Sobi.
I'm going a monkey.
Incorrect.
Someone
He
has to
really
have a
wants
monkey.
the monkey.
Someone has to have monkey.
Keep in mind, this guy is a American explorer, North American explorer, Zebulon.
North America is right above South America, Cody, just in case you're thinking.
Geographically speaking.
Bear.
Correct.
Oh!
And hold on. For a bonus point, if you can specify the species of bear, you will be granted an extra point.
So do I?
There's so
All
much
right.
pressure
Before I
on
say
this.
anything. Before I say anything. Can I get a bonus hint?
No, absolutely not.
You
Hard
cannot.
no.
You got
You
bear.
cannot.
There's only like
hardest of
5
no.
species. You got
Brown.
good odds.
Brown bear.
You're putting me in a tough position here.
Fine. Grizzly.
Yes.
He said brown.
Yes, thank
He
you.
said brown
Thank
bear.
you.
He said
Yes.
brown bear. He said brown bear.
It's the same fucking thing.
Is the
you
answer
do.
grizzly or brown, Ryan?
Eggs.
Moving on.
Oh,
So
that
what's the
was
score at
disgusting.
now?
So that was big because that was a 3-point swing there.
Jesus
that was
Christ.
disgusting.
So we're currently sitting at Cody Hahner with 6 points, Sobi with 3.5, and Bart with 4. So that was big. That was big.
Somebody was
And
talking
we are
about
down
mad
to
trash
the
earlier.
Man, Sobi is really like getting about himself. He was feeling himself for a little bit, but
Oh,
it's kind of sucking for you, isn't it, buddy?
oh.
That sucks. No, you'll come back.
Grizzly bears and
come
brown bears are considered the same species, but grizzly bears are currently considered to be a separate subspecies. Just letting you know.
It seems like
Considered
someone
to be
is.
the
It
same
seems like
species.
someone's
Sidebar.
using Google and we weren't allowed to use Google.
I
That's
needed.
crazy.
Okay.
Just crazy.
All right. This is the last one.
Oh my.
And depending on how this shakes out, if it does end in tie, we will go to a tiebreaker. So
Oh my.
just know that. Because we're in a situation where that could potentially happen here.
Monkey.
Okay.
Looks like I'm gonna win again.
James Buchanan owned this pet.
He was a president?
He was also a bass fisherman, but yeah.
Okay.
So for the points here, he had 2 of them shipped from the king of Siam, which is now known as Thailand. But they arrived after his presidency.
Sobi.
When
Sobi.
you don't want to hear the rest.
Nope.
Okay.
Elephant.
Correct.
Whoa.
Swash! He shoots and he scores. There's elephants in Thailand, baby. Boom! Boom!
You're still behind. You're still behind.
He can't hear you yet.
You're still a full entire point behind.
I think it's a half
just
point.
wait.
Yes.
Hold on.
Let me
You're
just.
still.
let me-
You're still
let me
behind.
just wait. Let me just do this for Cody Hahner right here.
Well, you're still gonna lose, but yeah, okay. You're still
You're still
behind.
behind.
Oh, that's for 2 points. What are you talking about?
Are
You
you
had-
bad at math?
Yeah,
What
like
did Bart
3.5
have?
plus 2 is 5.5. Cody
What'd Bart
has
have?
6.
So
6?
Yeah.
Honor
Yeah.
does.
What?
that sucks.
I gave you the cat point, by the way. That's so dumb.
We can go review the tape. I literally beat you.
We will review it.
Well, so okay. So
Is there a 0.5
another
bonus?
time
Is there a point?
where I am being tested because I've done better than the rest of you?
Is there a 0.5
Oh,
bonus?
questioning
Because
it. I think
because
Cody
hit it
won.
My
before the
winning
question was
streak
over.
has to come to an end.
I did.
Oh my god!
I did.
No,
hit it
you
before the
don't get to
question was
make
over.
up
it doesn't matter.
random
I
bonus
even
points.
asked you if you wanted to hear the rest, and you said no.
And I was like, no.
Well, you still got it right.
Yeah.
But you didn't win.
So final scoreboard: Hahner with 6, Sobi with 5.5, and Bart with 4.
I'm still proud of my effort.
Oh man,
It was actually pretty
tough.
good given how
That
slow
was
you started.
Quite.
Yes.
I
But Hahner with the dramatic comeback. But do we want to go to a bonus round for a potential?
Of course, here it is. Because
Yeah.
I have to
now
lose.
Cody
don't have to
won.
lose.
We can just play it for fun.
Well,
bonus round. No, not for fun. This is a bonus round to see who actually wins.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but who
I already
actually won. Who actually won is Cody. He
It's
has
just
6.
like
You have
Cash Cab.
5.5.
It's just
found
like
a
Cash
goddamn
Cab.
fun fact, and we're gonna do it.
Sam, I won again.
It's just like Cash Cab. Would you
I
like
think
to
has
risk
a
it
fun
all?
fact. He's just
Sam,
going to tell us it.
Sam, I show up every 6 months and I win this
All right, here's the-
competition.
We'll do it. We'll do it like Wheel of Fortune. This is like Hahner won, so now he has to answer this question, and if he gets
Fine.
it wrong, we have to ridicule him.
No.
okay.
No. Cody gets the first shot at this question, I'd say, because he's the leader. And then Adam and I get the shot for the point.
Ryan, did you not just say like
This is a fun.
Never mind.
I think you just said this is a fun fact. Cody just won.
I don't give it. Yeah, Cody won. Y'all can just answer this goddamn question.
There we go.
Oh, you don't get another chance at losing?
Wow!
Sobi's just so bummed because he did that huge celebration,
It
cracked
was.
a beer
I
and everything.
I
and
nailed
nailed that
realized-
question
Sally.
before he was even done reading. God, I should be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'll be on Jeopardy someday.
Yeah, and guess what?
Suck
You
it,
won't win
nerds.
$1 million because you'll
Suck
finish in
it,
second.
nerds.
Suck it, nerds.
Freedom and wheat, nerds.
All right,
All right.
read it.
I'll read it. So, which president is the only president in the past 100 years to not have adopted a dog?
Whoa. It's a really hard question. I have an answer though.
Anyone?
I have no idea.
Sobi, I'm just dumping in here with Lincoln.
Wrong.
That was well over 100
Why?
years.
Why did you choose that?
Oh, I don't know.
This is that whole math thing again.
No, I was throwing.
Do we
Cody out
have do we have a throw me off? Do we have a multiple choice?
No,
No, nothing.
just that.
Yeah, I honestly have
Uh,
no idea. I'm not even going to try to guess.
Cody Taft.
Incorrect. Should I say it?
Yeah.
Yes.
the correct answer is Donald Trump. And he was quoted saying, "I just don't have enough time."
Oh, man.
That actually, in retrospect, you probably could have thought of that.
Should have been an
Yeah.
easy,
Yeah,
easy
that probably should have been easy.
question.
So there you
Wow.
go. Just fun fact. Okay.
All right. Either way, bravo, Cody. I give
Yeah.
it to you.
Well
You had a
done.
great comeback,
Great-
and bravo,
great work,
Bart.
Pink.
You had a great comeback.
Great
1v1
Nice
v1.
job. Nice
We're
job,
back.
Ryan.
That
That
was
was-
1v1v1.
Some of those were wicked tough.
They
even
were
with the
tough.
clues.
But
Yeah,
like I
That
said,
was good.
dude, so I was not aware, but some of these presidents had like 100 pets.
Wow.
Crazy shit. Yeah. So
Huh.
That was a good 1v1v1.
Good Presidential Day education on pets.
yeah, happy President's
So,
Day, boys. You know,
yeah. Pink got the day off, day away
did.
from Chanhassen. It's good.
I did.
All right. So now we're done with 1v1v1. We'll dive into a little bit of fishing talk for the people. So
Yeah, and I
the
think we'll just
Bassmaster, huh?
Burn through this. So we'll just
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
The Bassmaster Elite Series season is back. We're going to do Bassmaster fantasy fishing again. And I think we all talked. We're going to do the scoring like before. We're going to keep track. We're going to have a punishment for the loser that we will follow through on this year now that we're established in it and everything. And everybody can join the group. It's Pass the Barb Podcast. And we will put together a goodie bag for the winners, correct? That's kind of the plan from everyone, right?
Yes, we'll have some sweet fishing prizes that we'll kind of disclose as we progress through the season. But it'll be for the overall winner of the fantasy fishing group on Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing. And then kind of amongst ourselves within the podcast, we'll be competing against each other essentially to not lose.
Yes, that's basically the goal. So the season kicks off this week, actually, on Toledo Bend, down on the border of Louisiana and Texas. Hahner should be back here in a sec. I don't know if he's been to Toledo Bend or not. I think he has. But what's going to be really interesting about this one is now with forward-facing sonar being such a big deal, Bass has not been to one of these Texas fisheries in February. And I think the really intriguing thing now is we're going to see some really big fish and some really big bags because of the whole development of what these bass do when they're suspended before they like hit the hard pre-spawn stage. So
and based on the water temps that are there should be like a wide variety of techniques that actually play. So everywhere from guys that want to scope offshore and find like pre-spawn fish to guys that are fishing fish that are already flooding the bank. So there should be like a lot of the lake that plays at one time. And it should be actually pretty interesting to see kind of like who finds that niche thing, you know?
Yeah, I think it's going to be super interesting. And I will say, too, just a preemptive for everybody, there's 2 back-to-back events. There's Toledo Bend, then Lake Fork. So we're only going to talk about Toledo Bend right now. Make sure you set your fantasy lineup for both of them. It's easy to forget right away at the beginning of the season when they do back-to-backs.
Yeah, and if you miss one, it sucks because you're kind of like out of it already if you miss one because you'll take a 0.
Yes. But, yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I always love the kickoff of the elite season. Should be able to watch a bunch of the coverage actually these next few weeks, which is exciting because I haven't gotten to watch very much of it lately. So yeah, Sam, you excited for the first event on Toledo Bend?
Yeah, I'm super jacked, and just kind of like I was jacked when you were even talking about current events that like you got a new boat and you're getting it rigged. Like it just with the weird ice season we've had, it just really feels like winter is over. And then when the elite starts, that's where it's kind of like spring really starts. So yeah, I'm super jacked. And like you said, I think it's going to be big bags or some big bags some days, and it's going to go down multiple ways. Toledo Bend is freaking giant. I've never been there, but it's giant. It's like 185,000 acres. It's a freaking huge body of water.
Yeah. Hahner, have you been to Toledo Bend?
I went out fun fishing on it one time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's immense. Like the amount of like fishy structure. So I was told by some old timers, like if you fish Sam Rayburn you know nothing about Toledo Bend. If you fish Toledo Bend, you know nothing about Sam Rayburn, even though they look very similar on a map.
Really?
Like the fish on Sam Rayburn refer to ledges, drop offs, stuff like that, where the fish on Toledo Bends get into the forest of the trees and like really small like drains in those trees, like really small stuff. Like they get back in the woods on Toledo Bend.
Yeah. And what'll be really interesting about this event, people always talk about big water and everything. The one thing I've always heard about Toledo Bend is getting around is really hard because of the boat lanes. And if it's windy, you can't divert from the boat lanes. You have to drive in the boat lane. So even
Right.
if there's massive waves, you're kind of screwed.
Right. That's what I experienced the one time I was out there. I mean, it was horrible. Like you're looking at like 4-footers and you're looking at a boat lane that's maybe 30 feet wide. And you have to go in that boat lane. Otherwise there's a stump the size of like your room ready to eat your motor up. So
That's disgusting.
Jeez.
yeah. But
yeah, so that'll kick off the year. Like we said, Hahner, you were a little bit out, but we had said this year we're doing the fantasy fishing again. The loser of our group, we will pick a punishment by the next podcast. So people, please hit us up with all your ideas. We could run the turkey trot idea back, but everybody will be in on it this year, and we are committed to that punishment. So we'll figure out whatever it is. But the winner of our Bassmaster fantasy group, we'll get like fishing prizes and stuff for them. We all have different sponsors and people we work with and stuff. So we'll be able to put some stuff together.
Can people join our group?
Yes,
they can hop in. Yeah, it's open right now. Yep.
And the
so it's
the group is called Pass the Barb Podcast. That's what you need to type in, right?
Yep. So if you're a listener of the podcast, go hop in and you'll be able to join. I'm just leaving it open because we don't have anything really publicly in there about like what people win. So generally speaking, it's just going to be people listen to the podcast. So it'll be good. It'll be a fun time, but let's roll through our picks. Everyone has their picks ready?
Yes.
So the way we kind of did this last year is we do it quickly. There's some really in-depth podcasts out there on Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing if you want to listen. Serious Angler does a really good one. Bass does a really good one. And then Matt Pangrack does one with like Andrew Upshaw and stuff that really dive into it. If you want to get in the weeds, we're just fishing fans that are going to talk about it quickly. So
yes.
Does you want to go first, Pink? I can go last. So that's fine.
Yep. I'll burn through this quick. So if you haven't done fantasy before,
and for people to remember, Pink
almost
won everything last year.
I did. I was on a very hot streak right up until the end of the season, and the wheels just fucking came off. I have no excuses. I have nothing to say other than I'm looking for some redemption. So
you were third in the country heading into like 2 events left, something like that.
I think something like that. And then it just imploded, dude. I don't know. All of a sudden these Southern guys knew how to catch smallmouth and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So here we are.
All right. Who do you got? Sorry.
All right. So yes, if you haven't done fantasy before, it's broken out into 5 buckets, A through E. You have to select someone for each one. So for my A bucket, I got John Cox, my boy. B, I went with Milliken. Have to, obviously. C, I went with G Swindle. D, the Zal Dangerous one. And E, I went with Buddy Gross.
I like it. Strong team. Sobi.
All right, yeah, jumping right into it. Group A, I went with Jordan Lee. I think he's back, and I think he's a stud, and he's going to come out.
That's a great pick. I had him on mine for a while.
He's going to come out guns blazing, no doubt. B, I went with Ben Milliken. How do you not? I think this sets up for him. He's proved himself there, and he'll do well. C, I went with Scott Martin. I think he's coming off major momentum. Do I think he's going to win the tournament? No. Do I think he's going to fish well and place high? Yes.
Yeah.
D, Keith Combs. He's a Texas boy. He's strong down there, and he's proven himself down there in the past. And then E, kind of a wild pick. We're going with a young gun, Kyle Patrick. I think he's well versed in his technology and forward facing sonar. He is also just a well versed angler in general. He proved himself in the opens. He's a young kid, but I think he's going to come out and have a good first tournament on the elites. So that's my picks.
I like
There's
it.
some good swings there. I like that.
Hahner.
All right, so I went on my first. I guess I went somewhat live scope heavy on my picks. So I went J Baby. Went Jay Shakurik on bucket A because I'm done not picking him, and he burns my ass every
Yeah.
single time.
It's so true, dude.
And then B, I was contemplating Milliken for the longest time, and it was like in my bucket, like he should be the no-brainer in this one.
Mhm.
But I'm like, well, with this warm-up, like who's the obvious like shallow water angler but deep water angler at the same time? My father, my second father,
knew it.
Jason Christie.
The totem spirit.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yes.
He could be super lead.
Gods
I-
of
I had him in
war.
my bucket, dude, and I was like, Hahner's gonna.
Make your
God
hammer
damn.
be mighty.
If that bites me, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yep.
It's a great pick.
Yep.
Mm.
So
Watch that
Jay
be a
Shakurik,
major deciding factor.
huge. He's gonna chuck a spinnerbait in the dirtiest water you've ever seen and gonna crack them. And then back to the live scope anglers, Jeff Gustafson. I think he actually wants to show his prominence on it, and I think that could still be a huge player in a couple days. And bucket D, I have Derek Hugnall, which is kind of a wild card, but still a very good angler in that Louisiana
boy. Yeah.
Louisiana boy, fishes Toledo Bend all the time. I think that would be a good pick. And then bucket E, which I think is a steal, Brad Waitley. And I think that is an absolute steal of the amount of knowledge that guy has of that lake. Like, cannot believe he is at such that low of a number. So
Yeah.
that's my bucket.
Those are good. All right. So mine, I went extremely live scope heavy for this event just because I think that's how this season's going to play, but especially these first two tournaments. And I know there's a lot of guys who are kind of trying to play catch up with it right now. And there's guys who are just so much better than everybody else at it right now. So, bucket A, I'm going Patrick Walters. He's won in Texas multiple times. I mean, he's one of the front runners of the whole scoping game, and he's just on fire and a guy who fishes really well. So I'm going with him. B, I feel like picking Milliken in Texas at this time of year is like picking a Johnston on the St. Lawrence. You have to, because in all honesty, this bite that everyone's chasing now, he like pioneered the last like 5 years with the whole live scope thing that's going on. So I can't not pick him. And he won the Open there last year, a little bit later. But the guy knows Texas, and I'm sure he spent quite a bit of time here before the off limits hit. C, I'm going to pick the guy who won the Bassmaster Opens AOI last year, JT Tompkins. Guy puts in a unbelievable amount of time pre-practicing. It's a huge body of water. I'm sure he's fairly familiar with it already. D, going another really young guy. I'm going Logan Parks. He's caught him everywhere since he won the $1 million tournament. He's been really, really good. This rookie class coming into the elites this year is unreal. So I expect a lot of them to catch them. And then E, bit of a wild card. He had an awful year last year, but he is a very good scoper, and I think he's starting to get some juju back after 1 year of being on the elites. He went to some MPFLs and did well. I'm going with John Sokup. I think he will catch him there, but there's other picks to be had. I'm just leaning really heavy on the live scope game for this one. I think there's going to be guys who go fully in on it, and I think those are the guys that are really going to catch them. So, That's how
So-
I'm looking at it. But the tiebreaker is
Yeah.
weight. So I'm curious for what everyone has for weight. So Pink, what do you have? 4-day event down in Texas this time of year.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I was kind of scratching my head a little bit because I'm sure there will be some really big bags. I was just not sure that anyone would be consistent enough to continuously put them up. But I went with 82 even.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sobi.
I also think there'll be a couple days of wicked bags, and I don't know what the weather looks like. It didn't look the extended, but I went with 88. Kind of rounds out to be like 22 pounds a day, and I think that you'll have some guys that pop like 30 plus a day, and then they'll round it back out with like an 18-pound day, stuff like that. So 88 pounds.
Hahner.
So I went the opposite. I think those live scope guys are absolutely gonna freaking mash them. I think like it's basically unfair at this point. I said, what did I have? I think I went under what I should have. I went 102.12,
Oh,
and I think that's actually going to be under what it's going to be. I think I'm looking at like I think it's going to be 108.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what Panger about guessed when I talked to him the other day too. So yeah, I think it's gonna be.
Very
I
well
agree. I think it's gonna be really big bags. I think you're gonna see a I think you're gonna see quite a few dirty 30s.
I would
And
say
I think those guys
5.
are gonna back
I
it
would
up.
say
35.
30.
You think they'll be
I
able
would
to
say
do it
I would
again
say
though?
5 bags.
Yeah, but
over
the thing is, once you
30
get 35, you go 20 again. You're still at 27 a day.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, I suppose.
so.
I think, yeah, like I think it's going to be easy Century Club tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should
At
be
that
exciting
time
to
of the year.
watch though, because there's going to be some cool fish catches. I think.
Yeah.
And there could be guys doing different stuff. There will be guys
Yeah,
doing different
there will
stuff.
be for sure.
Yeah, and I
No.
actually
No.
kind of agree with
No.
Hahner. I think it's
No, I don't think
there's
so.
going to be a handful doing other stuff. I think you're going to see a lot of scoping.
No, it's going to be all scoping.
Yeah,
Is what it's going to be.
You're Jason
Like-
Christie. You're Jason Christie throwing a
Yeah,
spinnerbait
because
in the muddy
I
ball.
have him there at like a top 20. Those guys in the top 10 and stuff like that. That
Yeah.
ain't no fucking chance.
Yeah.
yeah.
There ain't
They're
no
gonna
chance.
scope the whole time.
They're gonna
I
scope
agree.
the whole time, and it's gonna be so easy. Like those fish milling around in giant schools, like dude, like the 40-pound bags that these guys are gonna be throwing at. No,
Yeah,
no. It's
I
Toledo
went with-
Bend. It's stupid.
I went above Hahner, not much, but I went 107.4.
That's kind
I
of what
thi-
I'm thinking now.
I think it'll be
Right now.
around there. I think Fork the next week could be even higher, but I don't really know. That's kind of the thing this year. It's going to be interesting because I have no idea what the ceiling is for these Texas tournaments, and that's kind of what everyone thought when they announced this was like, what are we going to see? Because even in the open, like on Ouachita in Arkansas, there was double digits got. There aren't DDs in Arkansas.
No.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what are these guys going to catch down on
Well,
Toledo Bend?
It should be an exciting one to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's going to be
Fireworks
super cool. I'm excited to watch it. It's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty eye opening, to be honest, and it should be pretty fun. I have a feeling there will be a live camera, obviously, with Milliken right away day one, and I'm pretty excited to see how that goes, and just to get the season kicked off. So it'll be exciting. Like we said, there will be another event right after, and Elite Series season is here. Excited about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
And then,
Game on,
yeah. Did you want to dial into anything else, Pink, or are we wrapping her up?
No, I think that's good. I think more to come on socials. We'll be posting some stuff about fantasy potentially, and then definitely, if you're still listening, and don't forget about that giveaway. We're gonna be doing that here shortly. So,
And just DMing our socials in general about different topic ideas or anything or any feedback you guys have. We read them all and we appreciate it.
We will have more guests coming on. We got tons of interviews planned. We're going to get rolling on everything now since kind of the hectic winter season is over. we got some months here of really diving into this and getting going. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Thanks for listening to another episode of Pass the Barb, and we will see you on the next one.